Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Peanut butter jelly.
Welcome, everybody, to Virtual Voices. It's our favorite time of the week. My name is Leah V in the place to be, and this is, I got it right this time. This is JRose. I need to come up with a tagline for you because we got Leah V in the place to be, JRose, because you already know.
I told you, this girl, she's the freestyle master.
Dr. Susika. What do you say the other day? Dr. Susika?
Dr. Susika. Dr. Seuss.
Dr.
Right. I'm super hyped. Welcome, guys. Welcome viewers. Welcome, performers. Really excited.
Yes, I'm really excited as well. It looks like we have yet another week of heavy hitters on the menu. We got some returning contenders, and we have some newbies, some names I never heard before. It's the right type of mix that I like to see. It's looking like we got some comedy, some spoken words, some singing, some other performances. Well, it looks like we got all types going on right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm super excited. So it's Friday. It's rainy. And that kind of sucks. But it's summertime, which means that we get to celebrate Leah V's birthday. Woo! So happy birthday.
So this is my birthday.
Show love. Oh, see, Dubs, God, what's good?
Dubs, tuning in from Malaysia.
Yes, from Malaysia. That's right. Okay. He's in the future too, man. Like far in the future.
It was like Australia, right? So it's what, 12 hours ahead.
Yeah, he said it was like 12 hours. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. But yes, it's Leah V's birthday in a few days, so please show massive love. Drop some birthday love in the comments. Say it, write it, express it. Hey, Sharifa Edwards, what's up, baby?
Oh, hey, we got our comments. We got our people coming in. This is always a blessing for us to have our friends and family. For those who don't know, we are streaming live both on Facebook and on YouTube, as always on the Rose Garden events page. So if you're not subscribed to that channel or liking that page, you should definitely do so now. That way we don't have to bother you every week. It'll be right there in front of you. Right here.
You're a great promoter. You are a great promoter. Oh, look, C-Dub's got some birthday cake for you.
Oh, C-Dubs with a little birthday emoji. That looks like a donut. That looks like a chocolate.
It does look like a donut, but it's a cake.
I love my chocolate.
I'll take a donut too, though. Anyway. So let's go through the rules and regulations. Give them the rundown, my girl Leah V.
I am with that. So you'll hear me repeat these a couple times, repeat these rules and regulations a few times during the evening. So to start off, we'll start with our first and foremost rule and regulation, because it is regulated. This is a safe space. This is a safe space. All of our open mics, all of our events, ours is JRose and I, because we're both hosts and curators. We try to stress that at the beginning of every event and throughout every event. There is a reason that all of the first-time performers who have contributed to Virtual Voices have always returned back, and that is because we allow them a space in which they can interact with performers, interact with audience members they don't know from all over America, all over the world, and still feel comfortable and still feel capable of that vulnerability, the vulnerability it takes to express yourself in whatever artistic form you choose. So we ask that you please be kind. We ask that you support one another. We ask that you just be mindful. And when I say this is a safe space, I mean this is a pro Black Lives Matter, pro women, pro LGBTQ, and all the other letters of the alphabet. It is pro everything. We believe in peace. We believe in love. So let's get that out of the way here.
Yes.
Now I have said that, we will continue with our hostess and with the mostess. So we do ask that you do a piece that is under 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. We've been fortunate with that so far. If you go over 5 minutes, we will have to take you out of the screen for a second as a little ding, ding, ding. And you got to get out of there, because if everything goes according to plan, then you come back. We always do a round two, if we can afford to. Sometimes,
yes, if we have time, we could definitely do a round two. But if not, you know,
and it's turn. Yeah, it all everybody gets a turn, absolutely, but it all depends on how many people pop in. If you are just tuning in, you didn't sign up in advance, make sure you drop a microphone in the chat.
Yes, I was just about to drop that comment.
Yes, and Jay will be reminding people throughout the evening, those tuning in. So make sure you tell your friends, tell your family, anybody who wants to tune in, to drop a mic in the comments, and we'll slide on into those DMs with the link information to get in. As I mentioned before, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so you want to tell all of your friends and family to watch the show. You can share the show. Just pop onto Facebook, pop onto YouTube, and you'll see. Look up the Rose Garden events, or go to me or Jay's page. You'll see the live stream right there. Just click on that share button real quick, and then everybody on your page will be able to see it.
Yay!
Thus making our world a little larger, and our audience at that.
Are we gonna set it off tonight, or are we just gonna let's get rolling? Let's do that.
What was that?
I said, do you want to set it off, us to set it off tonight, or what you drinking? Okay, we're gonna talk about that later.
Let me get a little warm, and then we can come in later. Unless you want me to pop off. But if you
So Leah or I are gonna call the pool comes up next, but then when we say on deck, that means you better get ready, because you're coming up after the person that's performing. If you are trying to get into the StreamYard and the studio is full, just hang out in Facebook and YouTube. Let us know you're there so we can check you in. And then when you hear your name on deck, get ready and come to the StreamYard. Okay, cool.
Yes, all that she said. And while we're on the topic of the rules and regulations, I'm just going to let you guys know that we do encourage, and you'll hear us say this a million times, follow one another, follow the performers. Jay works really hard on doing like 50 things at once throughout the whole night. And one of those things includes making sure that while you're performing, we get your information, we get the performers' Instagram handle, and their Cash App, WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, Cash App or Venmo. Too many social medias.
I know, too many apps.
I know, and we throw in the financial socials in case anybody, you want to tip. If we were at a real venue, then we would be asking for, there's a ticket fee, there's a door fee, and there's also tips. And of course, and being that we're in the current state of affairs, that is not so. However, we do encourage you to tip the performers, tip Jay and I, where our handles are right there all night, right there, all night. And we, of course, as she said, we'll do our own little performance at one point. Just make sure you follow one another, because we want our community to keep flowing and growing. And we got. It's very important right now that we keep live arts alive. What?
The Dr. Seuss.
It's very important that we keep live arts alive.
All right.
So, yes.
Let's rock and roll. I'm looking at this renegade curl.
Tim I just want you to know that Tim just came over with the sage bundle and asked if I should sage the mic real quick.
Oh my God! What? Just see, that's a good man's right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, he's serious about this. Everybody, we are staging the virtual voices space. We are cleansing all of the negative energies which don't exist commonly in this space. And all right, let's get to it. Thank
I
you.
love it. All right, so we're gonna have our first performer is V. So V, get ready. And on deck we have Hot Mess Everdeen. Okay. Hot Mess Everdeen.
Give give a warm virtual round of applause for she was here for the first time last week. Let's give it up for V.
Woo! Hi, V.
Give a warm virtual round of applause. I love you.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
You ready to rock and roll tonight?
Yes.
What do you got for us?
So first, I have a little short thing I want to say. I had this big achievement. The biggest achievement of my life. One of my friends is getting a tattoo of one of my lyrics. Of course, it's not any of the deep, meaningful lyrics I've written, like from Dysphoria that I did last week, or the really deep songs. No, it's "Don't Play Me Like a Cheap Zoo."
Well, that's a great line.
No, amazing.
I have the line in one of my songs. It goes, "You broke my heart into played me like I was a cheap kazoo. You said I meant everything to you, but I guess that wasn't true." And she's now getting a tattoo that says "Don't play me like a cheap kazoo," and I can't stop. And I'm powerless to stop her.
Well, that's an honor that someone is getting your lyrics tattooed on them.
Don't worry, you got the rest of your life for more tattoos and more lyrics.
I just found the whole thing hysterical. But I was also saying that because what I have prepared for tonight is pretty short. It's something I'm not completely done with, but I really like what I have so far. And I don't have a title for this yet, so I'm gonna just go with this. Sometimes I get so anxious, and I get so nervous, and I get so restless that I don't know what to do, because I cannot tell what is false or what is true. So then the room starts spinning, and my stomach's churning, and I feel like fainting, and I don't know what to do, because my feet are stuck to the floor like glue. Because you see, I've got anxiety. You see, I've got anxiety. Help me, 'cause it's got gravity. Help me. Oh, oops. It's help me, because it's pulling me down. It won't be long till I hit the ground. I did not hit that last high note very well, but these songs are not written for me. I write, I don't sing.
Nah, that was fine.
Yes, the whole vibe of that song is supposed to be kind of panic attacky crazy, because I'm like, this song's about anxiety. It should be an entire anxiety attack, but in song form. So the whole thing is supposed to be very all over the place.
Well, that's what anxiety.
Oh, we loved it. Thanks, V. That was amazing. You really are. I mean, you are a great singer. You're also a great lyricist. You got to keep on writing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. And thanks again for trusting us enough to come back here. I love when your stuff is so relatable. Everybody, and I know you're younger, but the things you write, I think we've all experienced that before. So thank you.
Very relatable.
Thanks
so much, B.
Thanks, V. Make sure you follow V. She's all up in the Facebook comments. And if you can, V, stick around. We'll see what happens, Captain.
Thank you, Mama. All right. Who else do we have in the building?
Let's see. It's looking like we have the one, the only, the lone wolf on deck. But coming to the mic right now, let's give it up for Hot Mess Everdeen.
Hey, first time here. Welcome.
I'm Hot Mess Everdeen. I am a gender nonconforming drag performer. I do gender affirming and body affirming drag. As a person who's always been kind of on the bigger side, I like to embrace all the sides of my identity when I perform. And then this is a mix of some of my favorite Aquariuses that I performed over at Meta Den back when it was open. And thank you guys for having me, and I look forward to performing.
Yes, let's see. Let's see.
Blame it on the gold and on the silver. Blame it on the love I used to give you. Baby, you could never find no better. Oh, you're gonna pay for this forever. Tried to spend my love and now it's broken. Cause you could never see I was the token. This is who I am, it's time to show it. And now you want me back, you must be joking. Cause I'm not just a penny you can pick up off the sidewalk. Not just a penny you can pick up off the sidewalk. I'm next time. I'm just fine, I'm just fine. Say goodbye, so it's time. Had to sleep, now I'm gone. And by the time you hear this song, you won't find me in your wallet. Look who's best friend. Look who's best friend.
Okay.
I'm afraid to catch a case. BBS is only and I flood it out the face. Look who's best friend. Look who's best friend. I don't need you, I plug it out the gas. I don't need you, condom is dripping wet.
But she wrote, bitch, don't try me, ho. Bad like a villain, I pop it and then I reload. All the best things in life come for free, but don't you think that applies to me? I do what I want cause I know that I'm hot. I ain't a damn what you know I ride. Don't need no people to give you a chop. Took me to dinner, then let's come out. I like it when you call me crazy, long as you keep calling, baby. Think it's that I know how to shoot. Don't you say that I pointed at you. Don't go with my ex, don't in the sex. Would wish you the best, but I already left date night with my bitches. Get real twisted. You know what you could do? Get my ass a bunch of kisses.
I love me this much, my pear shape will drift up. It's freezing in my body. Oh, look who's best friend. Look who's best friend. Something better me, I ain't afraid to catch a case. BBS is on me and I flood it out the face. Look who's best friend. Look who's best friend. I don't need you, I plug it out the gas. I don't need you, condom is dripping wet.
Pricey, neck and wrist icy. Bitches money make it whole shit like me. I wrote it, a soldier, a hot girl, he want it. Pull up in that Maserati, getting top on live. They still tryna find a thing that I can't do. I told her if you go against me, you a damn fool. But keep talking about me, bitch, that's all you can do. But keep my cat up out your mouth, cause that's your man food. She like, I know you come for a little bit, play while my shoes. God damn, DJ, but I make your body move. God damn, watch your mouth before I leave it. Whoa, hey, all the hot girls make it pop, pop, pop. Bad bitches with the bag say, ay, ay, ay. If he ain't talking about no money, tell him bye, bye, bye. And if you see a man hoe, tell her ha, ha, ha. Hey, don't get mad, hoe, get a bag, hoe. Don't get mad, hoe, get a bag, hoe. Yeah, don't get mad, hoe, fuck a broke hoe. Don't get mad, hoe, get a bag, hoe. Girls Thundercat, throw it back, he can't handle that. I don't wanna talk, let's a nigga, finna throw a stack. Bad attitude, but I'm cute, so he call me back. I'ma need the head, give me neck, like a vertebrae. Shake my body, yeah. Uchi wallet, where your wallet? If I take your nigga, there's nothing you could do about it. I can't hide it. I'm not your mama or your partner, so don't play with me. Bitch, I'm from Texas, big it route. I got my hands up on my knees, I'm about to work in my easy. Get behind me, I'm a QB, throw it back, you I receive your nigga. When she had me, for your BM ass sheet, and I'm cocoa butter down, hey, brown, bad beat. Hey, all the hot girls make it pop, pop, pop. Bad bitches with the bag say, ay, ay, ay. If he ain't talking about no money, tell him bye, bye, bye. And if you see a mad hoe, tell her ha, ha, ha. Hey, don't get mad, hoe, get a bag, hoe. Don't get mad, hoe, get a bag, hoe. Yeah, don't get mad, hoe, fuck a broke hoe. Don't get mad, hoe, get a bag.
Hey, that was popping.
Everything. Oh my God, we need you here every week.
The energy was everything.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for opening the space.
Dancer.
Thank you. I've been doing drag for like 3 or 4 years now. A
Nice.
year like full time now. So thank you guys for opening your space.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God. Thank you so much for joining us. That was dope. Make sure y'all follow Everdeen, Hot Mess Everdeen. Please, please.
The Cash App and Venmo is the same as the IG. It's misspelled on the bottom part.
That's right. You did tell me that. I'm so sorry.
in case anyone was wondering, thank you guys. I can't wait to see the rest of these performances.
Yes, thank you, love.
And seriously, we'll talk later because we could. Your energy is exactly.
I don't know if you could have seen us, but I was vibing.
You were like, hey,
I'll be back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. This is why this is the best event.
What's good?
Who goes there?
T-Slaves.
Hey.
What's up?
What's
Like twerking like, hey, get it.
I know.
Right?
I had him on my IG live just now. People like, hey, I'm like, it's lit.
Yes, send them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. We definitely need more. We're here for all types of the expressions, so I'm here for it. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving though, y'all. Yes. Let me see what we got next on the menu, on the Virtual Voices Gourmet Only menu. So let's see what we got here. It's looking like we got the Dean of Poetry, another familial member of ours. Dean is on deck, but coming to the mic right now. I haven't seen him in a few weeks, I believe. Let's give it up for the Lone Wolf.
This is so cool.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks.
Happy to have you back.
I've been trying to recuperate and everything. I'm actually being published in an anthology, so I've been trying to ride off the wave of that.
What anthology is it?
The link and everything is in the bio on my IG page. It's in both bios on both accounts.
Okay, well,
nice. Congratulations.
I'm actually gonna do a piece called "A Way to Purge," which is based on the rain and everything, since it's a damn tsunami outside. I figured might as well do it. The rain is a way to wipe the slate clean. It allows oneself to start over from scratch. The rain washes away any bad omens or spirits. Don't stress yourself, just stand your ground. Let the rain cover you as a way to purge. If you're going through a rocky relationship, dealing with a tough or serious family issue, doing your best to cope within your own mind, don't you ever succumb or give in to the pain. Let the rain cover you as a way to purge. It's give and take when talking about emotions, because they can lead you a few different ways. The trials that seem impossible at first glance, pick your head up and just give it your best shot. Let the rain cover you as a way to purge. The things you feel inside isn't a reason to hide, because your friends and family are always at your side. Remembering this, you lift your head up in pride. You pull yourself together and walk outside. Let the rain cover you as a way to purge. If things get unbearable, it's okay to cry. There can even be times when you want to die. However, things will get better only if you try. Don't sit around all day asking yourself why. Let the rain cover you as a way to purge. In time, the downpour will eventually end. Just hope for a nicer day around the bend. Yet these rainy days only last for a short while. It's okay to pick up your head and smile. Let the rain cover you as a way to purge.
Nice. Guys, even though they're performing, you guys are the performer can hear you. So if you got a that's right or okay, talk about it, you could definitely spit that out. We're testing out new ways of using.
Yeah, we always evolving here during Virtual Voices. We're trying new things. It's nice to get the performers back on the screen, to get the other fellow performers back on the screen, so we can see your beautiful faces. Lone Wolf, sir, that was amazing. Thank you so much. We gotta make sure we follow him. That was really short though. So do you have one more you want to put in there now, or you want to come back?
You got another little one, or you want to hang out, come back, see if we have another round?
No. If anything, I would have to write something out. I actually
Oh,
did one today,
okay.
but I have to write it out. It's short though. I'll write it out and then I'll come back in.
Okay. See, keeping it fresh with the poetry. I see you.
No,
Ah,
because I'm like written. I'm not really like memorized them and everything. I
Nah,
write
you
them
good.
out.
You good. You good. All right, so let's keep it going. Who we got coming up?
let's see who we got coming up. Thank you, Sir Lone Wolf. We got our girl Shandy the poet. She's on deck, a returning member, but coming to the mic right now to flow and grow and move and groove alongside us and the rest of you is the Dean of Poetry.
Hey.
What up?
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody, how we doing today? Once again, Leah and JRose, thank you guys for inviting me again. Good to see you guys again after a couple of weeks hiatus. I'd like to read 2 pieces to y'all. And the first one I'd like to read to y'all is Stop Looking for Superman. It's basically a poem about, women who try to find the perfect guy, but keeps failing because, well, hey, there's no such thing as the perfect man. We all have our imperfections, right? So here we go with that. And let's begin. Stop looking for Superman. He's not the answer. Why is it him you keep going after? Yet Clark Kent is passing you by and you haven't noticed. You keep setting high expectations and fail, yet you know this. You think Superman will be the one to fill your needs. A strong man with muscles and strength is what you want him to be. Problem is he's more of a lemon than a Cadillac, and there are many qualities he may lack. Sure, he can fly like a bird. He may have strength than more people on this earth. He may be faster than a speeding bullet, but his heart may not be the purest. His kryptonite is not some jade green crystal. It's many things that make him brittle, like vulnerability, lack of love or commitment that does him in. Or maybe it is crystal, but it's the side chick that he's with. If he's not going to make you a priority, Superman you don't need. And if he's not going to make you a priority, Superman you don't need. You can get more of a Clark Kent, so it's not settling for less. So stop looking far and wide. Stop searching for that gold mine. A Clark Kent will love you more than any man can. Stop looking for Superman. Now the second.
Very nice.
Now the second poem I'd like to. Yes. The second poem I'd like to read to y'all. It's a poem I wrote last year called Did You Wake Up Feeling Alive Today? Well, it's now shortened to Did You Wake Up when I do my usual mics nowadays, and here it goes. Did you wake up feeling alive today? Did you wake up saying today was going to be a great day? Even if it's going to a suck-ass 9 to 5, it should still be a great day to be alive. But tomorrow is not promised to us. The person that can decide that is the man above. Most won't live to see tomorrow. Most will live in sorrow, which is why we have to thank God for being alive, for giving the opportunity to strive. Most won't live to seek such possibilities. Most will fail and live in hostility. We shouldn't be jealous of those who already have success. We shouldn't live our lives full of worry and stress. Instead, let's focus on building tomorrow a better future and to become winners, never losers, and to thank God for the opportunity to wake up every morning, to live life in happiness, never in mourning. When most have given up or died, let's all thank God for being alive. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for listening. Now, I'm going to have a YouTube video coming out this Sunday. I have a YouTube channel, James Dean Rivera. I'll put the link in the comments. It's going to be basically a sequel to Did You Wake Up Feeling Alive Today called Be Thankful. It's a pandemic poem. And I also have a book out called Words in the Heart. You can get it online at lulu.com and Amazon. I'll also put that link in the comments. And I have a special Teespring sale, 25% off my merchandise through this entire summer. So if you go to my Teespring store, you can get all my merchandise 25% off. I got mugs, I got t-shirts and hoodies as well. I've had a couple of sales on that already. So, again, this is my shirt right here. My favorite quote, let's inspire the world one moment at a time. by me, the Dean of Poetry, and this is the logo, the Dean of Poetry, created by co-host JRose. So,
Hey,
yeah, man.
thanks
Hey,
for
Tonight's
the
Christmas
shout out.
theme.
He always shouts me out. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, JRose. And
Mr. James, the Dean of Poetry. We love to have you. Always on the grind, always with the discounts, always with the merchandise. Everybody, you can learn from the Dean of Poetry. I know I can learn from the Dean of Poetry. Thank you for being here with us. And make sure you guys follow him at the Dean of Poetry. We love you.
Bye, D. Thank you.
love you as well. You're welcome.
Bet.
Yes, and we don't stop, y'all. So this is what we're talking about: virtual voices. Friday night.
What we got?
Leah V in a place to be. JRose, because you already know. So on that note, this is the best open mic in the zone, and by zone I mean all time zone, because it's for all time zones. All right, so we got our guy AC Lightning on deck, the graduate. But coming to the mic right now, let's give it up. Back again, the soulful, the one and only. Put your hands together for a virtual round of applause for Shandy the Poet.
Hey, what's up, girl?
How you doing?
I got you. Hello?
Hey.
Unmute yourself, baby. Shandy, you gotta unmute yourself.
There
I can't. Oh, there you go.
I couldn't find the unmute button. I'm sorry.
You good.
I'm good now. All right. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I got a little fire for you tonight. It is called Ride or
Oh, okay.
It is it has a little profanity, so I hope y'all are okay with that.
That's okay.
All right. Funny, I'm still here through all the thick and thin. Yeah, even clearly when the love has gone by and you have to make that decision one day. Do you jump off the ride or do you stay? Hang on until the day you die. Yeah, I'm that kind that stays the course, that ride or die bitch. Through thick and thin, yeah, I'm that bitch that stays in. I held you down like a good woman would, fucked you like a good woman should, and even when I should have left you, I always stayed the course. In hindsight, you really don't deserve a woman like me. Because I'm too good for you. And I know a lot of women say that, but even you know the shit is true. Year after year, I've given you everything, all of me, as I promised I would. Yeah, that I'm the kind that stays the course. That ride or die bitch. With thick and thin, yeah, I'm that bitch that stays in. You say you love me, and I guess in your conditional way, you say you want to give me the world, then you take it back, and that shit is whack. Because I'm an independent bitch. I spit straight facts. You want to keep me in your little box, clip my wings so I wouldn't fly away, keep me as your trophy wife, yet you say I'm not content and I have selfish ways, but still I stayed. Even with a life unfulfilled and 1,000 journals that lie on the shelves, filled with pages of nevers that I wrote to myself. Empty ink pens that drank all the tea spilled my secrets so easily, and a life brimmed with so much regret. All because I loved so deeply with no safety net. Yeah, I'm that kind that stays the course, the ride or die bitch, through thick and thin. Yeah, I'm that bitch that stays in.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sis.
I like it.
Right.
Fuck you like you should. I'm here for it.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Thank you as always, Shanti, for the
always.
every time your voice and the manner in which you say the words always is right up to par with what you're saying. So like you feel it, like you feel everything you say, and it's always a different. I mean, we've been blessed with like these different emotions, this different type of content for each poem that you're giving us, and with each time you really entrance yourself. Do you have a strategy for that, or how you get so into it?
No, it's just realness. That's it.
That's it. She said, it's just realness. I feel you, girl. Thank you as always for being here, Shanti.
Thank you, Shanti.
Thank you.
We love to have you, girl. We love
Always.
Yes.
So I know there's people trying to get into the studio. So if you performed already, I have to ask you guys to leave the studio. Tune in on Facebook, go to YouTube, watch so you can still support the other performers. And if there's a second round, we'll call you back into the studio. But the backstage has like limited space. So we have some performers that have gone.
You get out of the StreamYard, you just go to Facebook, and then you go right to Facebook and then watch the show from Facebook. And then once we start, if we have the time, we usually do, but I'm not making any promises. But once we have the time, then you can hop back into the room for sure. So thank you, Shanti, and thank you to all of our performers thus far. Just want to remind everybody here, of course, we appreciate all of your patience as we continue to evolve. We're doing something new this week where we're having the performers in and out. So feel free to show love. Feel free to unmute your mic and give a comment, give some love. We also have for the performers, the private chat and the Facebook chat on the side. If you want your comment, you want to show some love that you want to be publicized, you write it in the Facebook comments, and then we can show it for everybody.
Yes, comment on Facebook because we can pin it up on the screen. Everyone can see your comments.
And we want to exactly. We're trying to continue to make it as safe and interactive as possible. Thank you. Shakira is in the building.
Shakira.
Hey, Shakira girl, we trying something new so you can be in and out this room with us.
Happy birthday!
Oh, the birthday's not until Tuesday, but
we're celebrating tonight.
But yes, we celebrating
birthday.
I can't. What'd she say?
I said happy early birthday. My background is getting loud. I don't know why, but
all good.
Thanks, girl. Yeah, it's always been for the last couple of years, the last few years since I started performing, I've always had a birthday show. And so I'm fun fact for you guys. I am notorious for throwing a fucking rager for myself every year.
I'm like the complete opposite. My birthday is only a few weeks after hers, but I'm like, I never make a big deal about my birthday. I don't even really tell people about it.
Well, some people are like that, but it must have been since I was like 16. I just throw a rager for myself for some reason.
Listen, after this year, we celebrate every fucking thing. Like shit.
Yeah. It's been hell and back the last few months, so there's definitely a lot.
Yes.
And I can imagine a better birthday show than with you beautiful people tonight. So we're gonna keep it moving and grooving. My name is Leah V, and a place to be. I am one of your hostesses with the mostesses. And that is JRose, because you already know. Make sure you follow us as well at Leah V Speaks, at my _crumbled_ thoughts. You will see that all over the page. So there ain't no excuses. But we're gonna keep it moving and grooving on this rainy Friday night. It's a perfect. I was about to say perfect evening to be live from your living room. So I'm happy to be here.
Hella facts.
Hell you.
Oh my god, yo, it's my end.
So we got Slaves on deck. Slaves on deck. We're coming to the mic right now. Let's give a warm virtual round of applause to the, you know I had to say it, AC, the 2020 graduate.
Yay! Oh, what did I do?
I'm AC. I'm Leah V.
I know, my bad. Where's AC?
I think
oh, that's crazy.
Oh wait, we lost him for a second.
Oh, that's crazy.
Issue.
Nah, he's back. I see him.
Uh-huh. There he is. Welcome back.
Yo, my connection is messed up. Like,
He was just yelling at the computer, like.
Bro, your connection notorious across every open mic.
Yo, my connection is like unstable right now. Like, literally, it's been going on for like the last few minutes.
Leave my man alone.
Yo, let me be.
That's all love, though.
Y'all ain't gonna be coming at my damn Wi-Fi, okay? All right. So what's up to everybody on Facebook and everybody who's watching YouTube, all that good stuff. I'm AC Lightning. I'm gonna do a new poem.
Yay!
And I wrote this poem about 4 years ago. However, at the time it was good, but I decided to revamp it and fix it up and add some stuff to it. And, you know, because sometimes I feel like people try to make me be something that I'm not, and I just want you to know, like, you ain't gonna change it. So yeah. All right, hold up. Woo. When you see me, I want you to get goosebumps, crawl in your skin, feel very uncomfortable. I'm that person who's gonna be your worst nightmare. I made Freddy Krueger look like a damn G.I. Joe doll. When I speak, it doesn't come with warning labels. These bullets got some name on them. I'm taking shots and going for the head. To those listening who don't like what I say, forget you. Forget your feelings. Read in between my finger, that's an F-U. Time to give you an attitude adjustment. I'm here to disturb the comfort and comfort the disturbed. Don't get it twisted. Look at my kindness, thinking that is weakness. This ain't no weakling. I'ma leave you lying on the pavement. Some want me to be a people pleaser. Be like, you should say things that everyone will like. You can't say that. You being ignorant. Nah, this that 2 fingers of milk up your nose. This that step on some toes kind of thing. It's that double knees up to your chest kind of statement. I'm so raw as if it's Monday night. I'm not made for this PC era. You crash when you hear the truth. The blue screen on your PC era. I'm cut from a different cloth. They don't make them like me anymore. Knock it down all your car castles, pillar of hates, walls of oppression, kill all your phantom kings that draw on the chalk outline or this murder scene. Those girls who I went to school with who call me ugly, those women who I try to converse with that just straight up ignore me. I'm standing here like Samson with my exquisite braids, with this amazing shape I've gained. It's not that I don't fit your type. I won't be your yes man so you can emasculate me. You can get the receipt. I ain't footing the bill. Y'all ain't worth the chips on my shoulders. God showed off when he created me. I was born with greatness in my blood. He gave me the force to move mountains with my very faith and to stomp out all strongholds beneath me. Put me under fire, I'll become a diamond. But if I put you under fire, you become a counterfeit. Being vicious on them keyboards don't make you a tough guy. My faith ain't getting shaken by a person with no pictures on social media. And people who ignore me, but don't check up on me or some fakes. Even Moses checked the staff. Some of them were full of snakes. I'm flipping tables, chain shaking. I'm Peter with the sword. I'm ear slicing. If you thought this was some snow on the bluff, then wait till I bring in the fire squad. The stuff you be saying and thinking is hella wild. You try to act all perfect, but underneath your smile, you got crooked You try to act all perfect, but underneath your flaws, you got crooked smiles. You say you the shepherd, but you act like a sheep. How the hell you say you woke when most of y'all still sleep? I'm weird. I'm into superheroes. I'm goofy. I believe in God. I wouldn't have it any other way. I used to think that was just filth with no worth. Now I fly in the sky with no limits. You can't hold me down. A menace to the game? That's okay. I don't need to follow y'all rules. Y'all can keep them. You need to realize it'll be the death of me if I ever apologize. No apology.
Oh, AC. That was Louis.
I was waiting for him to be like,
Bars.
New poem.
I see that was lit as
New
you.
poem.
Thank you. That was some new shit.
I love it.
Poem called No Apology. You know, you got to be unapologetic, and I feel like just what people I go through sometimes. You know, people try to tell me, "Oh, you can't do this or you can't do that," because the whole majority, everybody else is following it. I'm just like, I don't have to follow the rules sometimes. Like, you know, it's me. So,
I feel you. I feel you on that. That was real. That was real as real can be. AC in the place to be. We love you, AC. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right, what we got going?
Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got on the table. Let's see what we got on the menu at the gourmet. Right? It's the restaurant of virtual voices in cyber galaxy space with Leah V and JRose in the place to be. So we keep moving and grooving tonight as it rains outside. It is not raining in here. It is sunny. Our hearts are full, even though the content is dark. We keep it moving. So we got Sharifanya. Sorry, I said that with an OG Puerto Rican accent. On deck. That's like when who was it before that I said David, there was somebody before I said like something.
I can't remember who it was.
It was hilarious though. But anyway, so I'm sorry for butchering that. However, we got T Slaves coming to the mic right now. So everybody give a warm
Hey!
I don't know. This is like my first virtual performance, so we'll see. Like I have to put it down, but I'm gonna just play this song for you guys. I have two songs. This one is called "State of My Race." I wrote this one. I went to the George Floyd March in Brooklyn. I wrote it on my way walking back home.
Oh, okay.
Okay, girl, we love to hear it. We love to hear it.
All right, I'm gonna put it up.
We have to do it. It's T-Slaves.
I'm just singing it.
This how I get my message to you. This is me speaking for you. It's me, 2020, yet another black man killed on the camera by yet another cop, man. No, this not a song of prayers and such. I paint a different picture, dry those heads, wake up. See, I have this theory. I think I heard them very clearly when they keep repent of a man. Yeah, it made me feel wary about the state of my race, all we done been through. Right down in Brooklyn, you know Spike, my leader too. Like Black Klansmen exposed some news, but nothing new around here to see but them boys in blue. Let's picture this, we are the queens and slim. Let's go on the run, lace up them sneaks and gems. Matter of fact, what if we all just leave? Right on the face of earth, I mean just up finally. Finale has come, when we leave, we taking what we brought. Only we don't know our fucking values, especially when it comes to art.
I need to find a singer. I can find one, so I just did it. But I need singers. Let me know.
Nah, we got plenty of singers.
Hey, let's remove all my scores off their fucking board. No more healthcare workers, no more soccer players, no more sports, no more basketball. And y'all, we taking Tiger too. Only feeling the last and guess what? Netflix. Also, you we taking it even. No more 13 truths for you or you. No Olivia Pope, no more empires. No more views. Let's roll it down to DC. Let's see where shall we start when we got Michelle Baramali and Sasha. Now we out. Heading down to the Nationals. NFL. Y'all can keep Brady, but we taking all those after me. The stadium, the merch, the effing tickets sell. When I'm big up or Wilson, guess what? You're not gonna sell. That's just facts on the map. I think this shit completely whack. How we level our soul for them to just keep clapping back. It's the plight of repression, not just here, but around the world. The powers that be will always stifle the heart. Oh.
Yeah. So I wrote that song. It's called State of My Race.
Wow. That is like super powerful right there.
Yeah. I hope you guys like that one. It's on, this one I didn't put out on, like it's literally not even on streams. It's on Audio Mac. So you search T-Slave, State of My Race comes up. It's an internet single. It's not for sale. It was literally like, just how I felt about it. You could kind of hear that. That's why I kept that.
Yes.
I have one more though. This one is like a party song. This one is on the streams. I just dropped it last week actually.
Yes.
Featuring my friend Jam Young. I sent him the link. He was supposed to be here, but you know, boys, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm about to pull this up real quick on Tidal. Where we at? Pull up T-Slave Jam Young. Oh, why did it not go here? Well, it's
I
here.
like this joint.
Oh, there it is. Hey. I don't know if I can see it. That's the cover.
Pull up, skirt. I'm finna put up my motherfucking skirt. I might do a molly, I might do a perm, just to show niggas I'm down for the work. Pull up, skirt. I come from Reggie, he's selling the perm. My bust a handstand or maybe a twerk. I'm joking, I'm kidding, you look like a jerk. Anyways, got me going cray. I feel like a stripper every night is payday. Roll up, I have this beat, so I try to write a song so they think they see it. It's fake, cause it just ain't me since then I've been dancing like a job turkey. Mic check 1, 2, 1, 3, drop it hot like it's hotter than the summer degrees.
Hey guys, close to this one. Hey! The music video is also out. You can check it out on YouTube.
Hey girl, get it.
Pull up, skirt. I'm finna put up my motherfucking skirt. I might do a molly, I might do a perm, just to show niggas I'm down for the work. Pull up, skirt. I come from Reggie, he's selling the perm. My bust a handstand or maybe a twerk. I'm joking, I'm kidding, you look like a jerk. 808's got me going cray. I feel like a stripper every night is payday. Roll up a slip and I heard this beat, so I try to write a song so they think about they see. It's fake cause it just ain't me since then I've been dancing like a job turkey. Mic check 1, 2, 1, 3, drop it hot like it's hotter than the summer degrees.
Move, bitch, get out the way. Caught in the seat, making the wave. Get out the lane, or making the grave. Like game day staff ain't coming to play. To the crowd in the governor's ball. Yeah, I'm lit like the governor's hall. Highest a pilot on breakfast and trying to figure out what show they gonna take me next. Ooh, ass is moving to the 808. Ooh, working harder to leave my feelings gay. Ooh, Brooklyn raised, but she hard. Turn up Becky, Tatiana, full blue face. Everything I do is presidential. Every move I make is residential. All for the beans, instrumental. Give me the dance like a sentimental. So pull up. Might do a song, I might do a verse. Put your hands high, like me in the earth. You with the guts that came on this earth, you heard?
That's what we got, you guys.
Hey!
Fire, Ma, that was fire.
Your energy is everything. I want to party with you.
Yeah, let's party. I'm a party animal. That's why I'm like.
Are you in New York?
Yeah, she's in New York. You're in New York, right?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Yeah, BK.
I think before when you were in it's like in Jamaica, it was like behind like a police station. I was there. Yeah.
Yes. That was in December. It was for like our anniversary, our 1 year anniversary. Yeah. Oh.
Thank you so much for being here, T. We
are Facebook because Facebook is lit. I'm about to leave my comments.
Yes. Tell a friend.
Happy Friday and be safe. I'm out.
Thank you.
That was amazing. That was amazing. You know, I really just, and Jay and I talk about this every week. We love just like the diverse types of people and the diverse types of content from everybody. You got the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, you know? So it's like, it's really a beautiful thing. It's really a beautiful thing. We love our performers from all over and all the content we bring, and it makes the night just keep moving and grooving, you know, quite literally moving and grooving, quite literally. So let's see what we got on the schedule the rest of the evenings. You know, excuse me, my man is over here making fun of my accent, but you don't understand, Leah V is many people at many times, okay? So we're gonna false prophets over there just laughing up a storm because I'm being extra for no reason, like, you don't already know. All right. Speaking of false prophet, you on deck, my man, you on deck, but coming to the mic right now. Let's all give a warm digital round of applause for, girl, I'm gonna try, Sharifanya.
That's a unique name.
How do we say it?
It's Sharifa Nyan.
Sharifa Nyan.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Nothing but love for you, girl. Our birthdays are a day apart. I'm on the 13th, and from the sound of things, you on the 14th. So I got nothing but love for you.
Your birthday show too. It's both of our birthday shows. I'm sorry to back. We haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I've been working, but I'm glad to be back. And everybody who's gone up already, I really enjoyed. And so every time I come in, even if I don't perform, I just check y'all out, and I really enjoy it. So I love it.
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you.
But you are also a very talented artist. Let's see what you got for us.
Yes, give it to us.
All right. Well, today I just dropped a brand new music video. And so I also released my latest EP on all music platforms, streaming platforms. So it was exclusively on my website for like a good month, and now it's available everywhere. So I'm gonna do 2 snippets of songs. The first one is a snippet of the song that I released a video to today, and then the second is another song off the EP. Okay?
Yes, girl, get it.
All right. So this first one's called "Come By Here." Beautiful, like a gentle rain up against my window pain, I know it well, but all is well in this heart of mine. It took time, time to heal. And if I keep it real, I am still learning to fly. It's alright. I don't mind if you come on by here. Come on by here. Come on by here. Please don't pass me by. Ooh, don't pass me by. Please don't pass me by. Please don't pass me by. So that's a snippet that "Come By Here." Go check out the video.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was so pretty.
Oh,
and you could really sing. Good for you, girlfriend.
I love you.
That was so.
Thank you.
Did you have something else for us?
I do, but I can wait till later if you guys need to
No,
keep it.
No, do it to it.
Okay, it's just a little piece. It's not the whole thing. All right, so the second one is called "Paradise." You never tried to hide me. You love me in the open. When you hold me tightly, it heals all that is broken. deeper than an ocean. You know me well. I'm so glad that I am chosen. There's no longer a veil. I can see you on your throne. You're lifted high, high. I call you King, my everything. I see you high and lifted up. Continue to fill my cup. You mean so much to me. Oh, I know that it's time. I made up my mind. I'm inviting you inside of my heart. I want a new start. I know I love you, you. I know I need you. Paradise. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
OMG.
Oh my gosh, I remember how you give us the
That was so
Yes.
beautiful.
You can't be like leaving us like this. Like, we need that voice. I need that.
Yeah. So you said you just dropped this. Is there somewhere people can find it?
Yeah, so I just dropped the EP. It's called Foreign. The EP is called Foreign, and you can, like I said, you can find it anywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Deezer, whatever you use. And you can also go directly to my website, which is sharifanayan.com, and you can purchase the album there if you want, or you can download individual tracks that you really like. It doesn't matter, but it's very simple. It's my name on all social media platforms. I'm easy to find.
I think I'm following you already. So yeah.
That is not to be confused with the Spanish rendition. We'll save that one for a remix sometime.
Hey, let's go.
I love
Thank
it.
you
Thank
always
you so
for
much.
being here, girlfriend.
We hope to see you. Better come back. Okay, we missed
I
you.
will. I got love for y'all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
That was fire. That was fire.
I love when we get to
Somebody's replay.
Somebody's throwing it back. Somebody's throwing it back. So we're gonna keep it moving and grooving tonight. Friday night's gonna be the place to be, JRose, because you already know I'm gonna be saying this way too much now. But for those who weren't here during the rules and regulations, again, just a reminder: make sure you follow one another. We do keep a banner with everybody's Instagram handle on the bottom as you perform. We ask that you follow one another. We want to continue to expand our community. We all we got. Live arts are alive and well during the pandemic, which is still very much present. So just everybody know that, and we will continue to be here every Friday and continue to evolve. We thank all of you guys for being here as we learn to evolve. All praise due to
if you guys are playing it on Facebook, turn it down.
But all praise due to JRose, who's really been the technical mastermind behind this. And
I'm not even like a technical person, but I'm like, listen, this quarantine took me to places I never thought I would be. I had like makeup on my face, like
learning all types of nooks and crannies back here, making this the most lit, the most interactive, the most informative, the most coherent, thing that we can produce for y'all during this time. So thanks, Jay girls. And speaking of Jay, I believe this poet, this doesn't work when I was just talking about you, but I'm gonna say I believe this poet girl is on next. So JRose is on deck. My girl JRose is on deck, but coming to the mic right now. Haven't seen him in a minute. Let's all give it up for the one, the only False Prophet.
False Prophet.
Let's go, bro. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? How everybody doing today?
City.
We good.
We good. We good. I love to hear that. So boom. I have one, some old shit because I haven't done this in damn. It's been like a month since I've been on open mic.
Oh shit.
Old shit.
But if I have time, I got something short that's a little new. So we're gonna see if I got time for that.
Okay. Old shit and new shit. I'll take it.
All right. So if you've heard this before, you've heard this before. It was Black Boy Joy.
Yes.
To the little black boy that only knows pain, who doesn't know sunshine but damn sure knows rain. Whoa, sorry. Who doesn't know sunshine but damn sure knows rain. I got something to say. See, I know what it's like to cry rivers of candy-coated tears into those palms and watch them shake because they're afraid to reach for stars, afraid to burn those fingertips. I know how you pour yourself onto the concrete so you can mingle with the blood that lives there. Little black boy that never known joy. Don't worry, because I'm going to teach you. See, black boy, joy is bathing in the sun. Sauteing your melanin brings out the best flavors of all. Black boy, joy is not about playing ball because that's what you're meant to play. It's about playing ball because you're trash at 2K. So now they got to see you in real life, see who's really better. Black boy, joy is picking up dad's cashmere sweater, strutting around like a playboy and letting him catch you so he can say, go on, playboy. Go on and play, boy. Just make sure you live as a master. Never live as a slave, boy, because black boy, joy is not submitting yourself to a predetermined fate. It's creating a destiny by forcing your stars into alignment like puzzle pieces that don't fit right. Black boy, that piece ain't gonna fit right. I mean that piece you toting on your waist, just like those tote bags the same that our folks is dragging up the chains made next snap. That is not it, black boy. That ain't joy, black boy. Black boy, joy lives in that heart, lives in that skin, lives in those curls. Black boy, joy is finding someone to love, to share your world, someone to help raise little black boys and little black girls. And yes, I too have a dream. I have a dream of kings and queens and genies and carpets, because black boy joy is black boy magic, is black boy dynasty. This black boy is royalty. This black boy doesn't just write poems. He paints murals on top of gravestones and watches them come to life as song and dance and laughs and love. Y'all, it's all love, because it's not just about mourning the black boys that we bury at night. We have to uplift the black boys that live during the day. We celebrate every day. Every day you wake up is a holiday, so give praise. Because black boy, joy is knowing there's a God that loves you more than anything. Know that he makes you struggle because he believes you're strong enough to overcome everything. So you overcome everything. You make sure that you overcome. You make sure that you become. You make sure that you be black boy. You be black joy. You be black laughter. Just make sure that after you're done, black boy, remember to go have fun.
Wow.
That's black boy joy, y'all.
That was some deepness.
It's so important.
Gotta give you the slow clap.
Yes, yes. Black boy is popping.
Appreciate y'all.
God, look at that.
Do I have time for
black
one more?
boy.
Do I have time for one more? It's about a minute long.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. You do.
Happy. All right. Shameless plugs. This I wrote, and if y'all don't know, I host a workshop for a couple people. And this was one of the poems that I wrote with my group for one of our prompts. It's called Just One Hole. I don't get it. It's just one hole, just one wall, just one outlet for me to let out all of this seething rage in my chest. So tell me why. Why do I feel like I've destroyed everything I have left? She was everything I had. Yes, it was my fault. Yes, I tried getting you back. No, I didn't try hard enough. Or maybe you left it all behind. I couldn't see straight. All the anger in my mind flowed into my eyes. I saw red. Not figuratively, my thoughts bled into my vision. I thought it was just a schism. The disparity between the caring me and the chaotic me. See, the thing about chaos is it breeds paranoia. Makes you think everything and everyone has it out for you. Even the walls seem to mock me. Fuck it, one punch to go through the sheetrock will drop my anxiety. It's just one hole. So why do I feel so many inside of me? And that's that.
Deep, my brother, deep.
Yes.
Incredible as always, for real.
As always, yes, as always.
That's
Thank
fine.
you for being here with us, Sir False Prophet. Make sure you follow him on
No
Instagram
doubt.
_false prophet _ Cash App is false prophet. You can see all that in the banner on the bottom. Thank you so much for being here, sir. We appreciate you.
No doubt. Yeah,
Right,
get out
I'll
of
let
here.
y'all know if you need some space. Right now, we good, we chilling. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook and you signed up to perform and we haven't checked you in, please comment your name so that we can check you in and make sure that we don't miss you. All right. What? Oh, is it my turn? Oh shit! Yeah, it is my turn.
Act like you don't know. Act like you don't know. Anyway, so.
Don't be slipping now.
She said, who's next? Obviously, we've been doing this for a long time now. All right, so on deck is some chick I never heard of, Leah V. But coming to the mic right now, I have to give it up. I was actually just texting her and telling her how amazing all of the levels of evolution we've gone through with this open mic are. How much I appreciate her, how much I'm very grateful to be on her team and to have collabs with her on this and on other things. Coming up in the future that we'll tell you about when the time is ready. But coming to the mic right now, without further ado, the lady herself, the one, the only, the majestic, the garden
majestic. I'm dead.
The garden keeper, the floral waterer.
I like that.
The lady herself. Let's all give it up for JRose.
Yay! My cousin. Hey, Jay.
Oh my gosh. I love you. I love you so much. Hi guys. Thanks so much for that introduction. You are the bomb.com. So I kind of gave y'all a little taste of a piece last week that I had started writing. I added a little bit more to it. I will have the final product tomorrow. And if you guys don't know, if you don't follow me, you're not up on the info, but tomorrow we're hosting an 8-hour marathon. So the Rose Garden Events has teamed up with 6 other platforms from New York to put together a showcase and 2 town hall panels. So make sure you tune in for that. Follow me for the info. So I'll have the whole piece by then. But for now, you guys are going to get like a sneak peek of what I'm working on. And it's titled Mindfuck. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if y'all was ready for that. But anyway. So a sapiosexual is someone who is sexually attracted to a person's intellect or their mind before their appearance. So I'm a sapiosexual, which means my arousal arouses when I cross paths with an intellectual. So it was inevitable I'd hunger for the slices of your thoughts that are most delectable. I want to lick between the crevices of your brain matter while you rub your fingers on my pink matter, because baby, I know it's more than your brains that matter. It's your brain that matters. And you know nothing turns me on more than mind strokes of thought-provoking conversations that hit deep into my sweet spot. I want to straddle your cerebrum like a seat of consciousness, waking up every cell in your body as I rub my curiosity against the ripples of your cortex, dripping my theory of relativity all over my thighs. You see, ecstasy equals my cum squared, because every time we have a conversation, you reach into the root of my brainstem and I come there. Let me sip on your pre-thoughts while you run your fingers through my hair, causing my heart to beat harder and my legs to shake faster. You'd think I was possessed. Baby, just show me your mind and I'll show you mine, colliding our minds, exploding like mines, creating new galaxies like the biggest bang theory of this time. And that's kind of all I got.
Man, you was on a roll.
That's
Oh,
not cool.
man.
Where's the rest of it at?
Bars.
Cousin, what happened, cousin?
Again, you gonna leave me hanging like that.
Damn, cousin.
We're collectively experiencing the process. So like we got the beginning, maybe a middle. Like, come on, Jay, the people's is waiting.
If you come through and you pull up for these events, you'll see. Sometimes I'll share little pieces as I'm working on them, and I like to bring you guys to be part of the journey of my creative process. So thank you. Yes, you already know.
We love to see it, Jay. We love to see it, Jay. She comes through. And for those who don't know, Jay, she does a buttload of projects, but one of the other open mics that she does, one of my favorites is the Hotline. That's every third Sunday?
For every first and third Sunday. I'm gonna tone it down for the summer because I feel like I need to slow down. I'm actually going to Atlanta to film the second season of the JRose experience. And shout out to Ambition, who's in the building right now with the face mask. He's one of the poets that I'll be interviewing on season 2 of the JRose experience. So I'm heading to Atlanta. So I gotta kind of like bring it back.
Basically follow JRose so that you can tune into any number of her several events.
Yes, but thank you. You like, I'm about to hire you to do like my PR because you just like, she be so on it with the promo. She's so good.
Are we on the same team? Let's talk.
I know. All right, so let me introduce to you guys who we have coming up. So on deck, we have yours truly. So please get ready. I see you. You got that ring light on. Like you looking right with that ring light. Okay. But anyway, but coming to the virtual mic right now is my good friend, my partner in crime. I couldn't do this without her. And we have something. So I'm so excited. I can't even tell you guys. It's a secret. But hopefully in like another week, we can actually spill the beans. But we're working on a huge project. So please give it up to my girl sipping on, what is that? Whatever it is. All right. Sipping. But please give it up to my girl, Leah V.
Leah V, happy birthday. Is your birthday today?
Yes. And
Tuesday. This is
okay. Well, happy early birthday.
All right, y'all. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for rocking with JRose and I. We are obviously both poets. So Jay and I we collabed on this event starting as soon as quarantine lockdown. It was like mid to late March. And shortly after that, we found out that my parents, but my father had tested positive for COVID. And I had to step out away from the open mic for a few weeks while he was hospitalized. And unfortunately, he did pass from COVID. And the reason that I bring that up, I brought it up before as a preface to this poem, but I bring it up now because I have to use any platform I have to let people know that this shit is real. This shit is very much real. My father was a very, very healthy man. He's a very active man, very healthy and very active, and he championed his health. And he still got very sick and he still passed. So all that to say, wear a mask, do your part in social distancing, do your part for the community. It's just a piece of cloth on your face. Just do it because it is very much real, and I am proof of that. So we're gonna keep it moving and grooving on that. I do have a poem that I wrote. I was struggling to write after my father passed. I was struggling to write when the George Floyd passed, and I managed to write this new piece that kind of combines what I'm going through with the resurgence of the very important social justice movement, racial justice movement that we're experiencing. And I did perform this at an open mic protest in Harlem with the Harlem Bomb Shelter. Shout out to
Yes,
the Harlem Bomb Shelter.
Anubis.
Yes, doing big things, doing big things. And he had me come out for that. It was really empowering. So I'm gonna get right into it. This piece is called O2. Let's talk about components. Let's talk about elements of this earth we encompass. Let's talk about universal understanding and universal activity and universal laws. Let's talk about breath. Let's talk about breath. Let's talk about the breath it takes for me to fuck up this writing block caused by a refusal to accept the reality that is poppies who pass away through. At the hands of others, at the hands of suffocation of all sorts. Let's talk about air. Let's talk about a refusal to exhale these words because ink provides an eternity that I am unprepared to accept. I mean, let's talk about breath. Let's talk about the breath I need to get through, to push through, the truth of living amid the epicenter of a failed state. Let's spitball these words to the general public. Let's talk about the space needed between those words in order to receive the oxygen necessary to explain ourselves. So let's talk about breath. Let's talk about the short breaths my father took while we naively thought he'd be able to survive the swallow that is COVID at the crib. Let's talk about how desperate we were to believe his breath would get through, would push through. I mean, this was Superman, super healthy, superhuman. Let's talk about air. Let's talk about acute respiratory distress and how it took my father's breath. Let's talk about the vent. Let's talk about the tubes placed down his throat. No. Let's talk about the breath he took to speak to me 4 weeks prior to him being hooked onto an electronic source of the element that surrounds us. Let's talk about how he inhaled, laughed, and called me his little girl. Let's talk about how in between those breaths, before he entered the ambulance, never to be heard from me again, he said, "I love you." And I took that breath and I held it in from too far away. Let's talk about how I could not feel his breath before he left. I could not hear his breath before he left. I wouldn't wish this distant death upon my arch nemesis. Let's talk about breath. Let's talk about the odor, I'm sure, exits the mouth of 45 as he spits his breath. Let's talk about his lack of breath and his lack of sense and the statistics that say had he taken that breath 7 days prior to lockdown and announced lockdown when everybody told him to fucking lockdown, when other countries proved that we needed to fucking lockdown. Let's talk about breath. Let's talk about the thousands of bodies that statistics say would still be alive today had he taken that breath and for once in his life chose to use it for the good of humanity. Let's talk about breath. Not about politics, but shit, it's one and the same in this day and age. I mean, my father was a father. He changed my world, so he changed the world. George Floyd was a father. He was Gianna's father, and he changed the world, so he changed her world, and his breath was taken too. So let's talk about breath. No, let's talk about suffocation, because the ICU doctor told us that COVID attacked my father's lungs, causing him suffocation. Let's talk about suffocation. Let's talk about the 20 days my father was in the hospital and how my mother couldn't understand him because his body could not function without air being pumped into his throat. Let's talk about the doctors who worked tirelessly to get that oxygen into his throat as pasty-ass Confederate people protested pandemic breath without masks. Let's talk about the nurses who took breaths through their masks and tears. Let's talk about how I have to believe they did everything they could to keep him from suffocating alone, to keep his body from eventually choking on its own entity. Let's talk about saving breath. Let's talk about suffocation. Let's talk about a knee on the neck causing suffocation. Let's talk about chemicals in canisters causing suffocation. Let's talk about the breath my man, my beautiful black man, takes when he gets pulled over by any officer. Let's talk about using that last breath to call out for your mama like George Floyd called out for his mama, like I called out for my mama when my father left the universe. Let's talk about the doctors who did everything they could to save my father from suffocating and the officers who kept George Floyd suffocating. Let's talk about universal loss. Let's talk about breath.
Mm.
Let's talk about the breath it takes to cry out for my father. While the world continues to lose individuals by the thousands. Let's talk about mourning without thousands or any human hugs. Let's talk about grief without touch. Let's talk about configuring virtual funerals in the age of Corona. Let's talk about watching your mother make call after call to handle the logistics of deaths and its ties to the government when she should only have to make space for her own breath. And let's talk about Big Floyd's family having to handle those calls times a million because our system creates the necessity that is broadcasting brutal homicidal deaths. So let's talk about breath. Let's talk about universal laws. My father was many things, including an advocate, an activist, and he lived a life of service. He wanted more from this world. He demanded more for this world, and his breath was taken before his time. The what ifs could eat up all of my oxygen, but I'm breathing through to this stage of acceptance, and my inhales are reserved for that energy alone. I need to find my peace. But how can oxygen allow peace when fathers continue to be taken? How can oxygen allow peace when batons are beaten against bodies demanding more in this world? How can oxygen allow peace when an autocrat is on the rise in the middle of last resort rebellion? How can oxygen allow peace when I didn't get to say goodbye? How can oxygen allow peace when Gianna didn't get to say goodbye? How can oxygen allow peace while 45's armies of blues and suits alongside incompetence may have caused the death of my father, the death of Gianna's father, the death of countless fathers and daughters and mothers and brothers and sisters, and goddamn in through the nose, out through the mouth, breathing American people. So let's not talk about breath. Let's just listen to the movement instead. Rest in peace to my hero, my father, Waldemar Gonzalez. Rest in peace to George Floyd. And if I haven't made it clear before, Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
Thank you. That was powerful. OMG. That was so beautiful and
Now, see
powerful.
that right there. That's how I know it's real. That emotion was right there throughout the whole entire piece. I felt that for real.
You
That's how I
almost
know it's
wanna-
real.
I almost cry every time I hear that.
No,
No,
that was
man.
good. That
So
was
much
good. It was powerful.
You know, it's hard for me to do because, like, I'm at Tim's permit now, but typically when I'm home and my mother is present, that poem obviously it talks about a lot of the dark parts of my father being sick. It's just something when after you're dealing with the loss, it's not something you want to stay stuck on, but it's something that I felt the need to write about and stay stuck on, especially considering the current climate and the current environment. Shit is very much real. So thank you guys for letting me do that. As always, thank you guys. I love y'all.
Thank you for sharing.
No doubt.
Thank you,
Love
darling.
you.
Love. Now that as you guys can see, I'm able to encompass many emotions through the evening. So we're going to keep it moving and grooving and bring it right up time, one time for the two time, for the one time, for the one time. And then maybe if we have time, we'll get to the two time. But I won't keep confusing you guys with my Susika rules. We do have the one, the only Poetic Boy D on deck. Coming to the mic right now. Let's all give it up for yours truly.
Woo! What's up there, ring light?
How y'all doing tonight? I appreciate y'all letting me on your platform. Thank you so much. Leah V, I thank you for sharing your truth. I don't know how you do it, especially it being so soon, but God bless you. And I wish you and your mom the best. Now spit. Just spit, poet.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.
Just spit, poet. Spit for truth, the youth, The kid with a lisp who talks like this as words spew through the whole hole in his tooth. Spit for you. Proving to yourself you was chosen, picked for a purpose. Earth rebirthed and unfrozen. All the while knowing the all-knowing gave you this gift to spit, uplift, and keep going. Go in, be golden. Teach your seeds to never stop growing. Show them when they make it to that next level, never settle or backpedal. Shame the devil. Be sure to attain victories, but don't revel or belittle. Be that pot that praises the kettle. Invent with the intent to be incredible. Your incredible. Make your imaginations legible each time you receive the inevitable. Every time you spit, poet, don't quit, poet. Use wit, poet. Be careful who you associate with, poet. Don't sit, poet, with any specific gang or clique, poet, but mix poets. Make these audiences think quick, poet. Because when the whole room's silent and ain't nobody wildin', that's when that punchline's supposed to hit, poet. And you go live, go ham, and get lit, poet. And be original with your gift, poet. Don't talk about whips and chains from slavery days to nowadays having chains and whips, poet. Pull out all the stops with different tricks, poet, and get sick, poet, of being underrated. But be cool with being hated. Be Neo in the Matrix, the one everyone's coming to get, poet. Get that you're going to have to talk slick, poet. Because some may think they can flow, but everybody know that they don't remember this, poet. One who walked in, shirt tucked, kept it a buck, and ain't give 2 fucks or a shit, poet. Just spit, poet. Spit for the masses, the slowest and the fastest. Spit till every ISD and university requires a semester of spoken word classes. Spit till your weed man pulls out his weed can and rolls it in the shit you spit to enhance all of his stashes. Spit till your last breath, the voices your chest. Yes, spit till you tuck warm in your casket. Spit till some young buck mimics your moves and the words that you choose, and you hear him beyond the grave and turn over in that bitch too. Spit because that's what God commissioned you to do. And when you rocking these mics, boy, you better get it. Spit for those that chose to buy your $20 ticket. And don't just be mean with it, be live it. And don't just mean it, but live it. Stick with it. Never forget it. Whether you got to snap back or fit it, make sure it stays on your mind. Grind, shine, pick appropriate times to leave them in awe. Enjoy the applause, but if you happen to fall, get back on your feet fast and continue to climb. Make a madam ask, was it a cat I saw? And JRose holler out, rewind. Tell yourself this stage is my gym. Till I'm at that top spot. Don't nod. Just always have something hot cooking in that crock pot and just spit, poet. See, even with them last few lines, if I chose to read them backwards instead of rewind, it would still say the same shit, poet. That's what happens when your aura emits, poet. And admit, poet, to your flaws and all, failures, falls, and fallacies. Once your ink bleeds, breathe. Let those sins soak into your skin and out your pores. In one accord, you and yours pronounce them with your vocal cords. Be sure this audience feels your pain. And don't be ashamed or cast blame unless it's to say your own name. Again, will be a gain once you make the words rain with your chest out and chin up, head straight, and pin up because you're ready. Your words is yours and yours is deadly. Spit for those that can't speak any. And when the load you carry seems too heavy, hold your trembling knees steady, burp the butterflies out your belly and just poet.
Oh my
Bars for days. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
Every
Goodness.
time.
Your rhythm where you get the rhythm.
Yo,
Oh
that
my
energy was
God,
crazy.
that just spoke truth right there. If you saw my reaction throughout the whole thing, man, that spoke truth what you just did. Oh my God.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here so much. We appreciate you. That was amazing. Seriously.
Yes, make sure y'all follow him at yours truly poetry. It's all there. He's fire. I'm so glad to see you back. When I saw you signed up, I was like, yes. I was excited. I get excited when I get those emails and I see who's like who has plans to come. Like even if they don't make it, I just get excited that y'all even like considered, giving us your time. So thanks so much for pulling up.
That was amazing. We
Where are
appreciate
you pulling in from? You're not in New York, are you?
No, ma'am. I'm from Houston. Born and raised. My dad's from Tulloch City, but
He said no, ma'am.
I know. He said no, ma'am. I was like, he's definitely not from New York.
Otherwise, he would have been like, no, my guy.
Like, nah, B.
Well, thank you for tuning in all the way from Houston.
Yes.
We hope to see you back.
Yes.
Of
Let's get it. Let's get it. We on fire now.
Thank
We on
you for the
fire
invite,
now.
and shout out to everybody before me, and praises to everyone to come after. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to come on your platform.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you. Thank you. A class act. A class act.
Facts.
God
What we got next? What we got? Who we got up
Let's
next?
see what we got next. Let's see what we got next on the menu, on the gourmet 5-star menu that is Virtual Voices every Friday night, 8 o'clock. The best place to be interactive, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Facebook, over 1,000 views every week. Make sure you hit that replay. Make sure you share that link. But without further ado, we have Eliza McGee on deck. Our girl. I love her. I love all of y'all, but I also love her. But coming to the mic right now, one of our fellow poets. This man is definitely a big part of the scene. He's definitely out here doing his own thing left and right, always coming with the content. Somebody I've always admired from day one. Let's give it up for Poetic Boy D.
I need like
Thank you,
sound
God.
effects.
Yeah.
Wait, are those Val Johnson glasses?
Handsome shades. Handsome shades.
Who are you right now, D?
It's a long story why I got these shades on, but we just gonna say it's for Val.
Love it, love it. I love it. Support, love it.
But we here. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys doing this for so long. This is amazing. The growth and all that good stuff, you know. Living artists matter. Shout out to She Will Speaks, you know.
Yes, my girl.
Amen to that.
Feel me? So I have cool things coming up. I won't go into detail. All I'll say is if you follow me, you'll see some cool stuff coming up. I'm excited. And this poem is brand new, and I don't always do new shit, so I'm very excited. You know,
New shit.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
And I got it in front of me just in case, which I can't tell because I got shades on. So anyway. So
D, you're not supposed to say that part, D.
I don't read, so it's like
We would never know the way you flow anyway. So
let's hear what you got, D.
Okay, don't tell no one that. Got it. All right, here we go. I don't know how I got here. All I remember seeing is red. All I remember feeling was that everything around me needed to die. All I remember smelling was my blood boiling. And all I remember hearing was a whistling sound that made me feel like a teapot ready to explode. And then I couldn't remember. Everything after that is a blur. What am I doing here? Why is there a needle in my arm? I don't like needles. Why is there a needle in my arm? Is anyone gonna answer my questions? I don't understand why I'm in this bed. I don't understand why there's a pounding in my head. It's aching. I'm here talking to myself. The nurse finally walks in, and that's when I realize I'm in a hospital and this has something to do with my health. She says, "How do you feel?" I say, "How do you think?" She says, "How do you feel?" I say, "Why am I here?" She says, "You don't remember." I look around, trying to paint a picture in my mind, but I'm drawing nothing but a blank. I say, "No." She says, "We should wait for the doctor so he can let you know." I say, "Whoa. If you know what the hell is going on, why aren't you telling me?" She says, "She's not the one that should be telling me." I say, "What are you telling me?" She says, "I'm not telling you a thing." I say, "To me, the look upon your face is telling." She says, "You shouldn't look upon my face." I say, "I'll lay this hand upon your face if I have to ask you again." And then the doctor finally walks in. He says, "How do you feel?" I say, "God, does anyone get to the point?" Because at this point, I'm not trying to point fingers, but Miss can't keep a straight face over there. It's making me nervous. He says, "Calm down. Your blood pressure is rising. If you look at the monitor, you'll see it." I say, "I don't give a damn." If she was better at monitoring her face, telling me calm down wouldn't be needed. Miss Bad News over there is acting like this is a secret, that her secrets kept secret from her secrets. What the hell is going on? He says he understands me lashing out. He understands that I want to blame her. I'm staring at this stranger as his words get stranger. He says he needs me to know my life is in danger. He understands that I'm struggling. I see red again, pissed off at every word that he said, and I don't want to hear the remainder. He says the symptoms are clear. The news I'm about to break to you is a real life changer. He says, I'm sorry, but you've been diagnosed with a severe disease, and the disease is called anger.
Mm.
And that's that piece. I appreciate it, guys. So,
My God.
Oh man.
Bars.
I can't right now, man.
Always with the fire.
Last line. It's always with them last lines, man. You hit
And
me with that one.
thank you. I really listen. This is gonna be part of something that I'm releasing real soon. So I'm excited. So stay tuned. Within the next 2 weeks, you'll see something. So if you don't follow me or whatever, do that.
something else is coming up in a few weeks too, right? Your birthday. You're a Leo too.
My birthday is coming up. Leo.
We got the poet babies in the house.
July.
Summer's lit. Summer's the best time.
D, we appreciate you very much, D. We appreciate what you do for the scene and the movement and all that. Do it to it.
Yes, make sure y'all follow him. He has his own events that he does. He does like these open mics on IG Live. He does a lot of stuff with a lot of poets and a lot of creatives, like music too. Like he's got all that. So make sure you follow and support.
I gotta come through to one of the lives, man, and I do follow you already. But nah, I gotta do it now. I gotta do it whenever you do it.
Thanks for being here, D. We appreciate you.
All right. What we got?
Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got Shakira O holding on to the microphone on deck, but coming to the virtual stage right now. Her voice is like therapy. It's like
it really is.
Like I want to record it and like listen to it before bed. But the content is that much stronger. So let's give it up for the one, the only Eliza McG.
Thank you so much. I'm always happy to be here. My air conditioner is going crazy. Is it all right? Is it drowning me out?
Yeah, we don't hear it.
No, we don't
Okay,
hear it. You're good.
Nah, you good. We hearing you.
All right, good. Okay, so I'm happy to be here. So this is a poem that I shared a couple weeks ago that I had started as a draft, and I really appreciated a lot of the feedback I got from all of you. And I'm happy to say that offline, I had the honor of having a really candid conversation about this subject matter with a very well-respected poet in the community. And I won't put them out there, but if they're listening, I just want to say thank you for the candid conversation. And so I don't usually write about politics and so forth. I usually write about matters of the heart, but with the with the social justice movement that's been going on, I realized that, I can still be true to my addressing matters of the heart while also being speaking to what's going on in the world. Yay. And so this is called 911. I have never been afraid of a Black man. The first time I saw a Black boy in real life, he was fighting for his against the fists of white skin raining down on him in the hallway of our elementary school. I have never been afraid of a Black man. Years later, that same boy played with us on the lake shore, and though my own mother questioned him and his reason to be amongst our kin, I still never been afraid of a Black man. I have learned from and been inspired by, I have fought with and talked through the long nights, but I have never been afraid of a Black man. I have been cared for and ventured with. I have turned to and laughed till our bellies ached, but I have never been afraid of a Black man. I have loved till my heart burst and lusted till my back broke. I have cooked in my panties for and planned out a future with, but I have never been afraid of a Black man. I have held the hurt and heard the rage and managed the pain and carried the rain. I have been driven wild and wanted to give him a child and turned my life upside down and lost the means to smile. I have been rescued by and wondered why and said no thank you and been lied to. I have toured museums with and licked ice creams with and ironed seams with and built dreams with. but I have never been afraid of a black man. And yet, I am terrified by the infectious fear of those who look as though they could be cousins of mine as they work to justify the propaganda. What is it that I possess? How is it that I have repelled their message? Is it something I can donate? If I cut out a part of my heart or a sliver of my brain or give a bucket of my blood, could this save the life of a black man? Now, I'm not going to stand here and pretend to be blind to the complications that well-intentioned allies bring to these conversations, or the risks that are taken by our black companions. Depending on how we choose to move, we may increase the odds of their asphyxiation. And fuck my family, because human life comes before neighborhood reputation. What I'm trying to say is that with every white move I make, and every black dick I take, and yes, I said it just like that, because I know that's what you're thinking. But sometimes people need to hear their thoughts spoken back to them, though I do recognize the toll it may be taking. And so with every white entrance I make in these black spaces that are rightfully queued for those of the melanated hues, I will always stop to appreciate the invitation to the picnic. Because if I know one thing to be true, it is that it is those with the melanated hues who will continue to bear the burden of this confused society, while people who look like me work on their shit. And now the last thing I'll say on this tonight, and perhaps most importantly, is that somewhere in this poem is a lie. And it's not your job to find it. It's mine.
That was beautiful as hell.
Wow, that was so
Oh
good.
my God.
Powerful.
I
I
can't
like
right now.
that.
Man.
Take the
Yes,
black dick
yes,
line.
yes.
Oh,
Eliza.
Well, it's
That was
just so
good.
beautiful because it's a concept that I mean it's such a basic concept, right? That the world is dealing with the personification of black people. It shouldn't be a difficult thing. It is not a difficult thing. They're people like anybody else. But here you are saying, I haven't been afraid, but I've been this, and I've been this, and I've been this, and I've been this. It's just like, hello, motherfuckers, they're people. We're all fucking get it.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you, Eliza. Thank you, Eliza.
Really appreciate that for real.
That's my girl. Follow her. That's my boo. And her voice is magical.
Especially in the erotica.
Did you say Eliza?
Oh, yeah. She be doing that erotic shit.
Wait, what did she say? Come to the hotline?
Yeah. She's like, come to the hotline. We be in the hotline doing the damn thing too. Y'all gotta pull up. Listen,
Yeah,
y'all
y'all need to. It's lit and sexy.
We love you, Eliza, girl. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, C Dubs. Shout out to C Dubs for pulling up to support all the way from Malaysia.
All the way from Malaysia. All the way from Malaysia. All right, so we're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Make sure you follow Eliza, girl. Make sure you follow all of our poets thus far, all of our singers, all of our dancers, all of our performers thus far. It's very important that we use this platform to continue to expand our community at all times, but especially now, especially all the nows, every now, but particularly this one while we're in this now, because, you know, I think artists have something to say, and they have something to say, and that's why Jay and I have created this space. They got something to say, so we created the space. Hi-yo.
Hey-o.
All right, so we're gonna keep it moving and grooving on this rainy Friday enchanting evening in New York. I can't speak for the other parts of the country or the galaxy since we are in virtual space and all that jazz. So, next on the agenda, we got Blue Flames on deck. Our returning member, he's here with us every week. We love to see it. But another one of our family members, I believe she said she is JRose's distant cousin.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm her distant cousin, in case I didn't know.
For the one, the only Shakira. Oh!
Thank you. Y'all can hear me, right? Is there an echo?
No, you sound great.
No,
I know, and I look cute too. Thank you.
Okay.
Because I thought it was Leah V birthday, so I got fancy. You see, but
we celebrating.
Girl,
all right.
you. I cannot. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. Okay, so this is from. I'm actually doing a book. Well, the book is done, but I still have to put it together. So I decided to just do a piece from this book. The title of my book is called "I Am Not Your Average Black Woman," and the name of this poem is titled "Why." Why does the government divide and try to alienate people? Why do we not have affordable education so we can have more information to help better our situations? Do they not want us to better our generation and become more knowledgeable about the nation? Why do young Black men in America become easily incarcerated, victims of isolation and deprivation? Why does the deprivation, isolation, and incarceration belittle and demean the young Black man's reputation? Why are people in politics already rich? Why are some politicians using their power to dominate, divide, and manipulate those who have no hope to rise above the stipulations that are put into place to cause fear and lack of communication? Why are people sleeping in the streets, struggling to survive, and wondering if they will be able to stay alive? Why are people worried about how to pay their rent, put food on the table, and still make it to their jobs that pay too little? Why is it hard to survive in this world where the money you have is more important than the values and principles you carry? Why do we live in a world where babies are being killed by their own parents who are expected to love, nurture, and heal? Why are poor people looked over and ignored while the rich are catered to, put on a pedestal? And why do people treat them greater than the creator? Why do some police officers gun down African American men but do not question the white supremacists? Why do some people in power use and abuse the system while those from the system are weakened and foolish? Why is it easy to get arrested but hard to become employed? My main question is this: why do I have to pretend to be someone I am not for people to respect me, honor me, and listen to me? Why do people not have an understanding that I come from a life of pain and often my behavior cannot be explained? Why is there racism in America when it is supposed to be a land of opportunity and equality? Why are you not free? Thank you.
What happened to Shakira?
Thank you.
Oh, I dropped the mic.
Thank you so much for this.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
no,
Oh
I mean, I
man.
dropped the microphone, but you know.
I was waiting for
Yeah.
your I'm Shakira O, and I just dropped the mic.
Wow. Sorry, I changed it up a little.
Okay.
Okay, girl. Everybody, let's show some love for Shakira. Make sure you
It's kind of quiet over there. I don't hear the cheers, people. What's going on? Wake
I
up.
already
It's
gave you
Friday.
mine. You know I got
Thank
you.
you. Snap, all that good stuff.
Shakira, mommy, the only reason people were quiet is because we are all fans and we expected, just because you usually do the Shakira, oh, drop the microphone. So we wasn't ready, girl.
I don't know. There's some new people in here. So I don't know. But okay. Let it slide this time.
She gonna let it slide. She gonna let it slide.
I still love y'all.
Follow Shakira on Instagram, everybody. She is an amazing artist and she's a great supporter. She is a wonderful. We love you, Shakira.
Follow her. She follows back.
When I blow up, I'm gonna remember y'all. Okay.
Major, like if you are the type of person that appreciates engagement on your social media for whatever reason, she shows massive love. Always commenting.
Thank you.
Show her some love.
Her performance quality is also next level. You know, before the virtual open mic, I did see her live once.
Two times.
Excuse me, for the Inspired Word shows, I believe, and she comes with that same exact energy all the time, and she's I think something that I've learned that I can speak for us all, the ones who are a little more seasoned. Something that I've learned is that consistency is I don't want to say consistency is key, because for performance art and performance poetry and performing in general, you don't have to produce content all the time. However, consistency is a beautiful thing, and one thing that Shakira always brings is consistency. So we love you.
I
Thank
try.
you.
My cousin be helping me out though, so I
Yes,
try.
I'll be
Her,
her
She be in that ass, yeah.
Yes, I'm
All
always
right, guys, so we have a heavy hitter lineup still. We've seen amazing performers across the board from all over the place, all over the country,
all over the
ages,
world.
all sizes, all colors, because that's how we do.
Hi, Ramesh. How you doing?
Yes, Ramesh
Hi,
is
Donna.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
Happy birthday, Leah V.
Ryan.
Oh, thanks, Ramesh. I'm so happy you made it. We got you checked in, bro. So we're gonna keep it
I was
moving.
hoping I would have been able to make it.
Oh, we ready.
He's ready. We got Ryan Rasmussen on deck. We're coming to the mic right now. Let's give it up for the one, the only Blue Flames, the poet.
Oh, my fault. Hey.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Once again, I appreciate coming to this platform once again, and I'm sure for the new people who popped up on here as well. Thank y'all. And so far, great pieces, great, fantastic, amazing, beautiful pieces.
Thank you.
Goodness. Oh, and Leah, once again, you got me with yours, man. You got me with yours. Oh my,
Thank
very,
you.
very emotional piece right there. And
That means everything to me. Thank you.
and as far as your birthday goes, happy early, happy birthday when the day comes, and happy belated. I'm gonna hit you with all three.
You covered it all. You covered it all.
All right, so going into my piece, it's called The Weakest Links in an Expanding Chain. Maybe I'm better off editing the title. Seems like it's weak in itself compared to the content I'm about to spew out. Or I could be downplaying my latest work too early. Because for every artwork in paintings and the drawn outlines, with all the shading, with all the gradation, every shadow steps into the light. Then, eventually seeks salvation. First off, our invisible enemy and mutating that doesn't discriminate, attacking the respiratory at rapid speed, hence the social distance and quarantine as we speak, while tests after tests after tests that became inventory stocked up on tubes of evidence, hospital beds filled in doctor offices. Of course, there's the theory on black bodies dropping like flies as if we're the sacrificial lambs. Oh, wait, we've been that. Knowing that now since I just brought it up and the 9 minutes of pain from the harsh reality, because second, the boys in blue are back at it again. The majority, that is. There's a few that wasn't, but due to the system, we tend to dump them in like justified statements till we hear about some resignations. Yet we can't help it because enough is enough, and we've been pissed off, hoping that the change will come. The more we get closer, the more it feels further away. And still, the brutality has been overdone to the boiling point where lootings and riots started to overflow, that the chaos brought out the undertakers taking advantage of our hurt. The suffocation of restriction to use our voices against oppression, when oppression also was the fuel to inject the knowledge of our discretion in the public. Of course, there would be rejection by the lessons we're teaching. Scratch that, preaching that we expect nothing but decency from other human beings. Those of our complexion, color in general, and those that are not. In this pot, we seek allies in this understatement of the struggle. But then we question who's really fighting for us, let alone with us in this march, in this protest on the streets and on the screens to de-escalate the tensions that's been brewing and serving for centuries. Regular folks and celebrities, neighborhoods and the industry, all of us have to put ourselves in check to encourage one another. Don't be at each other's neck. Now, even with our disagreements, it's all for the best, because here's the third. How many more deaths and crises does it have to take to come together at a time like today? And each day after we pray for forgiveness from the beaten, abusing, torturing, slaughtering, suicide, homicide, genocide, attempted brass, through every bit of bloodshed, gasoline, guillotine, just drown in this world in red. So everybody gang, suddenly branded by the scarlet letters of the pen. Caved in tunnel vision, branched out streamline. Look at all the platforms at our fingertips and us every day scrolling, trying to find poetic justice in thug mansions, gangsters' paradises and open mic sessions, the Hollywood flashes of suburban expenses, while the fourth contains living conditions overseen by the government, economic plunges, politician skeptics, all the reaches and power from the news to the entertainment, how the mighty dollar spent in exchange markets for pay. When the business invests, what's owed remains. Prices gon' double if the deadlines aren't made. Stalling creates buildups of receipts, tearing down the base of any operation trying to make sense on the day to day. So, to triple in value is a matter of new hooks. Pull a one up on the competition to chase down more content for the books. Here's the fifth: plead before the court of outside opinions. A relay of cases coming in and out of the judgments being made, like a false identity exposed or the undercover mission is blown, so the disguises aren't surprises, they're tactics till the shockwave hits the airwaves. Even though the unexpected could happen at any moment, we became the reveal, became the predicaments. Progression sounds like a failed state with the mass attacks as a fail safe. Processing seems like a dial tone, endlessly being put on hold till it's too late to respond. That's code for the summer we got into. But there's still hope. We just got to do better though. And yet that would still seem far-fetched. Since Amber made her calls to alert us of any emergency, one day is the outbreak, the next is the curfew for all. This year marks the history of every night out and every morning in our beds. 2020, the lockdown of dread.
Ooh.
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
Talk heavy.
Fire. That was fire. And I feel like some of your other poems you'll end with a question. So this one was a statement, and it was just like boom, boom.
Yeah. And after all the pieces that I was hearing before I did mine, I was like, oh nah, see now I got this one for y'all. Now I got this one. It made sense for me to do that one now.
You always come with the fire, though. You always come with the fire. Y'all make sure you follow him at Poetry Flames with the Z. Thank you for being here with us every week. We appreciate you.
Yes, one of our usual
I appreciate all of y'all as always.
Y'all usual suspects are everything. And welcome to the newcomers, of course.
Oh yeah, the newbies.
The newbies, the sometimes we love all of y'all.
Come back one way or another.
Yes, but the usual suspects, y'all really like be pulling up. So thank y'all. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend.
I ain't got no friends, so
Well,
I'm
tell
sorry.
a family member. Tell a family member. Tell an enemy.
I don't got them either.
You got enemies.
Oh man.
Tell your enemies. Tell your neighbor.
Nah, they crazy.
Yo, we're gonna thank you so much, Blue Flames of Hope. We appreciate you with the rhymes right on time every time.
Always.
We got a special treat for you next. Let's go.
Oh, yes. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We have Ambition on deck, but coming to the mic right now. Let's give it up for Ryan Rasmussen. I don't know if I said that right.
Ryan.
Hey, thanks.
Ryan.
Nice to see
Hey.
some familiar faces there.
Hi, Ryan.
Yeah, I remember you the last time I was on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, I threw a new trick in with what I've been doing that plays with video synthesizers, so you'll also see a bunch of wacky stuff this time around. So with that,
cool.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
My words are notes, so I should start playing.
How does he do that? Yo,
Wow.
that was a
That is
whole-
Oh my God.
Hold up, hold up.
OMG.
Like a movie.
I got a
Yeah,
list.
thanks.
What is this?
I got a list of descriptions right now. Cause
Part
I've been going through it the whole time you was doing that. Not for real, cause it gave me some 80s synthesizer feel. It gave me trippy vibes. It gave me
Uh,
the 80s movie vibes.
yeah.
Oh my god. It gave me the
There's no
space
open mic.
feel. It
I've
gave me the
never seen this in the
space.
history of open mics. Like,
hopefully it added in
yo,
the
I'm definitely telling everybody, like,
What were you saying, Ryan?
Yo,
hopefully
we
it
get
added
stuff
in
like
the
this all the time, Ryan. Thank
oh
you.
my God.
Wait, hopefully
That
it
was
will.
so
thank
cool.
you. It added in the Winamp feel from like
Yeah.
20 years ago when you'd get the visualizer.
Yo,
It's just
that was
live.
Oh my God.
And you know what? I love that. First of all, I love that you felt that this was a space enough for you to share that with us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And
Double
second of all,
entendre.
I was texting Jay and I was just like, I love when this happens, especially in the middle of such different content, because it's just it allows everybody a different type of escape. And if you looked backstage while it was going, everybody's just like
everybody was like,
yeah, I was done.
I was jamming out, man.
Ryan, we appreciate you.
Make sure you guys follow him. He's awesome. That was so sick. I'm like, how is he doing this? Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes, make sure you follow Ryan. This is what I'm talking about. Virtual Voices. We have all the content, all the different kinds of content from all the different kinds of people all around.
Where are you tuning in from again, Ryan?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Chi-town.
We appreciate you so much, Ryan. Thank you for being here. You know, Virtual Voices is all about that that diversity, that various content. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right.
What we got next? What we got? Because I'm like,
I know.
Mike.
Yeah, we're on a roll right now. We're on a roll. We're just like going through. We got some poetry. We got some music. We got some visual / musical sonical experiences. Thank you for that, Ryan. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving on this Friday night. It is raining outside, but it is electric as hell up in here. So we got our guy Ramesh tuning in from India. He is on deck. Ramesh, you are on deck. Coming to the mic right now. He just told us that he ain't never been to an open mic like this. Let's give it up for the one, the only Ambition the poet.
Ambition. Where you get that mask from? I want that mask.
I got you. I'm gonna inbox you, my friend. She the one who made it for me.
All right, because I'm a savage too.
Where's Baker when you need her, huh?
Well. My name is Ambition the Poet. It's really not my name. It's more like a banner. So when you say my name, you think about what's deep down inside of you. A strong desire that meets one goal. Hoping that you be better this year than you were last year. I'm gonna do this poem called I Write. One of the things was when I was on the scene, I just didn't hear no poems that was directed towards the youth, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna write for them. I worked in the group home, and I was hearing so many things that they were going through, so I wanted to write towards them. I write for that fat girl who says they gossip on the way like they do the celebrities on the Shade Room Instagram account. I write. She says they're trying to extort her. They want to beat her up and they want to record her. She says, if I get in a fight in high school today, everybody pull out their cell phones and turn into an immature TMZ reporter. I write for that boy who's scared to smile, not because he can't, but because his teeth is darker than the color of popcorn. You see hygiene that cannot hide under the desk of bad parenting. I write for that girl that says drugs is being broken down on her kitchen table, and she can't find a piece of food or a piece of fruit for her starving stomach, and then she got to come to school and learn about nutritional facts. I write for that kid that was a foster child like me, y'all. I really couldn't tell the other kids why my mom don't look like me. And they kept saying that my brother lived in the big house, but that wasn't a house. That was a group home. I write for that boy who they says that's intelligent, but he's not. He's really athletic, but in high school they treat intelligence like it's a sexually transmitted disease. I write for that boy who struggles to read because his brain flips letters like it's on a trampoline, but that's not a somersault. That black boy has dyslexia. I write for that girl that doesn't care about marks on her paper. Nigga, she got marks on her arm and marks on her back that match the pattern of her mother's belt, and that wasn't done for no photo shoot. Now, I write for that girl that can't get a prom date even if she offered to pay for that rental tux. I write for that dude that can't get a prom date either. You see, rejection is scarier than that old lady that's in some of the insidious movie trailers. I write for that girl that they made fun of because she was pregnant at the age of 15. But what type of girl is having a girls' night out in Walgreens aisle 15 talking about contraception at the age of 15? I write for that boy that they made fun of because he stinks. But I was thinking, if your mattress was concrete and your pillows was rolled up clothes behind the dumpster, would you smell like flowers? I write for the girl that kept saying that she's quiet, but she's not really quiet. You see, depression is having an open mic slam on her head. Suicide is carving haikus on the side of her skull. I write for everybody in this room right now that's missing their dad. I guess Papa is playing hide and go seek with his responsibilities. See, I came here to improve your life status, not your Facebook status. I came here to improve your life story, not your Snapchat story. I write because I want to speak for people across the globe, and I speak to them in Arabic. I speak to their own language, and I say, Anah ahibik, Anah ahibik. I write for the person that's being bullied across the globe, but they in China, so I gotta speak in their own language. So I say, whoa, aini, whoa, aini. Now, if you know anything about North Philly, there's this part my god brother lives. It's called Six and Killer Game, and I speak to him in his own language, and I say, yo, escribe porque te amo, yo, escribe porque te amo. I write for the world. I write for all of you. I write for the world. I write because I love you. I write.
Oh, that was
fire.
savage.
We're gonna get all this love right here, bro. Let's go, bro.
That was everything. That was everything, my guy.
That was awesome.
That was so fire. And let me tell y'all better be ready because I'm heading to Atlanta to go interview Ambition in 18.
Yeah, boy.
We're going down there. It's gonna be a problem down there. We're gonna set it up.
He's not even in Atlanta, but he's gonna come to Atlanta.
Just gonna storm it.
All right, so you guys heard it. You guys heard it. That means that you need to follow Ambition. That means that you need to follow JRose. If you haven't followed JRose, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to follow J. You need to follow Ambition. Tune in. They're on the move. This is real. This is real. This is current. This is live. This is why we do this. Thank you for your content. Thank you for your emphasis. Thank you for
the Spanish.
Yeah, I like that Spanish. I was like, I'm gonna put that Spanish up on them tonight.
I was like,
oh my god! But I also like that poem. It's like I really appreciate poems that are written like that was obviously written for you by you, but it was also written for anybody. I don't even want to say any writer. It's anybody who produces any type of artistic content, because what you're talking about is the reasons you write, and a lot of those reasons involve people or situations that are unfair or unheard of typically in society. And that's really why we're here tonight. That's why JRose and I do this, and this is why everybody here does this. So I think that was fucking beautiful and perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You guys you make sure you follow the poet Savage Ambition at Ambition the Poet. Make sure you follow him and follow JRose.
Yeah. Angie wants me to take her with her so she can come meet Ambition and all these fire.
Come down. We're gonna have fun in Atlanta. It's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a good time.
That's amazing. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you follow JRose, because this is the type of content that she gives to the public. So you know what it is. We're flowing and growing tonight. We're flowing and growing on this Friday night.
Coming to the end of the list, we got a couple more performers. Wow,
we got a couple more performers. So we got my girl saved my lengthy intro for her before she goes on, my girl Dara, but coming to the mic right now all the way in India. It is some absurd time in the morning there tomorrow. Coming through from the future. Let's get ready for
Hey guys.
What's up,
From
my
the future.
guy?
Hey Ramesh.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
We're good. We
good.
We missed you. We can't wait to hear what you got for us today.
Yep. First of all, let me apologize for any background voices, because right now I'm on the terrace and there are all sorts of birds and animals and all sorts of people. So I'm really sorry for that, but
there's a little bit of an echo, but honestly, it's very good acoustics.
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good.
We don't hear no bugs.
You will.
Good,
you
as long
will.
as we hear you.
Okay, that's great. I hope, I hope you won't hear any birds, because that would disturb me. So I'm trying to maintain something like I have to look out because there are some people coming in and out on the terrace, so I have to look out for them too. That's okay. So first of all, I feel like I'm a kid performing before the experts. There's so many amazing performances I've seen till now, and it's like it's amazing. I mean, so I don't know. So here goes the kid before the experts, as I said. It's a banter I wrote recently. It's titled as "How Happiness Just Goes By." So I hope everyone can hear me, and so let me get started. How happiness just goes by. It comes to the town square every Friday evening bearing the shine of a night sky and presents for everyone in the city except for me. From dewdrops falling out of a thunderstruck sky, from melodies which indulges by, from sweet and sour to notorious flavors and all the pesky favors, it backs something for everyone and not me. I, with my hands empty, every time return to home with questions all over my face and heart, and with my broken facade and naivete, and I start introspecting where could I have gone wrong, what wrong could I have done, that every time happiness gives me a blind eye. I dream about being happy, being all the right in this world that never could be, but what good my dream is, even if it's not real. Maybe it all started when I doubted to call the happiness he or he and she and decide to go for calling it. Seems like I was all wrong not being a sexist. My immature brain thought happiness was not a racist and it goes to everyone being a he or he and she because I believe when he was hungry, she cooked and fed him, and when she was crying, he offered his shoulder. So pretty much everyone has a role to play. Never question anyone's character in this role play. When my broken soul out of self-pity tried to clung on it, and it tries to push me back every time rudely, saying you are too good for me because I've looked after everyone before me, because I've survived hunger, pain, and heartbreaks regularly, because I was wrong to agree with every teacher that ever taught me to help, to be honest, to rescue and be rescued, to be kind, to be faithful, to honor peace, to support equality, to love and be loved, and to be sometimes sorry. I was wrong from the very start of my journey. I've learned values which doesn't work out as it seems to be. All the ethics in your textbooks are good for nothing. The stories you read are just stories. What's a promise that is to be broke and a truth that is supposed to be lie? Why do you even say something if nothing surely implies? I'm tired of being the good this world wants me to be. I've seen things which I'm not supposed to see. This world is wrong according to me, but I suppose that doesn't change anything. We still have our lives to live serene and in total anxiety. We as people seems like have no responsibility. What do I know of diplomacy? What do I know of the racism going on in our country? What do I know of the hunger killing thousands on deserted countries? What do I know of depressions driving people crazy? What do I know of chemicals releasing, acting as mercenaries? I'm just a kid with a lot of questions which are supposed to be asked in the first place. I'm someone who loves being in between an optimist and a realist. I'm balanced, which is everyone supposed to be, but none unfortunately are. So when this Friday, the happiness comes to the town square, I'll ask it about all of this. I'll inquire whether I'll be able to be ever happy because it has never been about me, and that's completely my out of league. That's okay because my happiness lies in everyone's wishes, and one day I'll surely be one of the most happiest one could ever be.
Oh man,
Wow.
that was a
You
strong
a pro.
piece.
You not no amateur. You a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Ramesh, actually, when Ramesh first came to our open mic a few weeks back, it was your first time. The first time you came to us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like,
you see this?
I'm not. I'm like, you can literally see, and I said it in the private chat. You can literally see your progression. Like you are getting better and better and better and more comfortable. And then
Super confident.
the confidence, and then the points that you choose to speed up, and then the points that you choose to slow down. Like you're fucking killing it. Great job. What time is it over there?
So it's right now 8, but I've been here from I don't know some 7 or 6:30. I have to wake up for this. I have to before sleep. I have to get there. So I have to wake up early.
Listen, those of you watching in over here on the East Coast, I don't want to hear no shit. Like Ramesh is over there putting a freaking alarm so he can wake up at crack of dawn. That's why he's worried about the birds, because it's so damn early in the morning. There's them early birds is over there making all that.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, the birdies chirping.
No excuses, guys. We're not taking it. Ramesh, we love you. Thank you for being with us each week. We love to
Thank
see
you
your
so much,
progression,
guys.
and we love your content. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always wonderful. It's like I'm learning every day, every single time I tune in. I see a lot of amazing poets out there, so I learn everything from them. So I don't have a teacher right now, of course, but I learn from all of you guys, and you guys are really, really amazing. I mean,
Thank you so much for that.
I really want to become like any one of you, because I really want to be, become one of my own. But of course, I love because I have to learn from you guys. You guys are really awesome.
That's true. You're gonna learn, okay? It's good.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
Thank you,
You gonna learn
Ramesh.
today. The next time you hop on here, it's all good. We got you. We got you.
Yes. Love to have you here. We love to have you here. Thank you so much, Ramesh. That's our guy, Ramesh. As JRose said, we ain't got no excuses here. Our guy Ramesh tunes in while the sun's coming up and all that jazz. And he's the great. We've had people tune in from all over the world before, but what has been enchanting about Ramesh is seeing him start out, look up an open mic, come 2 hours, and then feel comfortable. He was so nervous too, and I'm like, wow. And now I'm like, who are you? Like, we need to get him to New York as soon as the pandemic is over and everybody can.
Of course, I will.
Ramesh, as soon in a year or two, whenever it's all over and things are safer, we need you here in New York at one of our events, okay? Yes.
Sure. Yep.
Well,
Okay.
what do we have now? Yes, we're gonna keep it moving and grooving. This is Virtual Voices with Leah V in the place to be, and JRose, because you already know we're flowing and going. Hey, yo, so we've got Amirandas on deck, and you know what? I really, really wanted to say that as Amirandis, but I'm trying to. She's so Puerto Rican. You're on deck, Amirandis. So get ready. Oh, yes. But coming to the mic right now, I have to give a special little intro for this woman, this magical Black woman who amazes me every time. We have been friends now for a little while. We've been acquainted for even longer. We both frequent the Inspired Word and have featured there at different events for a long time. And we've always connected and we've always felt close. But the last couple months, with my father getting ill, losing my father and everything, Dara has really been there for me in a way that is just like incomparable. She knows when to push. She knows when to pull. She knows when to be there. She knows when to not. And a few weeks ago, I was going through a really hard time, and I was like, "Yo, can I call you?" She was like, "Of course." And we made it happen, and we had like a conversation that significantly changed the way in which I was going about my day to day to make my survival easier on myself. So, Dara. She's an extremely talented poet. She's an extremely talented poet and writer, an activist. She's about the community. You want to follow her. I can't stress enough. You need to follow Dara because she comes through with all the correct content. And she always comes through for her other artists, which I'm big on. And she's one of my best friends. So let's give it up for the one, the only Zara. Oh my gosh. I can't perform after that. That was amazing. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
And my phone is always ready for you. So find me whenever. I got you. So this is new. I wrote it on 4th of July. So
New shit. New
it's
shit.
very 4th of July inspired. Her vantage. She was just a black girl from the Bronx, sitting on her corner on a muggy yet cool July night, with her pen in hand, ready to declare the liberation of her words. She perched herself overhead, watching the cars, the buses, the families, the gang of bikers, the groups traveling by foot, and the irate man who threw women out of his car. All of these masked and unmasked comings and goings transpired under the yellow moon and the sky-high light show. She flashed back to the handheld sparklers and the neon green jumping jack firecrackers that used to be legal. She thought of the childhood barbecues at her friend's home, the barbecues where uncles sunk lower into the bottle as the sun sunk lower into the horizon, and they inevitably started popping off of the mouth when the pyrotechnics popped and cracked loudly. Her nostalgic taste buds moistened at the thought of crispy, blackened hot dogs and charcoal flavored cheeseburgers with some controversial chocolate yellow cake washed down with some of the family punch brewed at the hands of moms. It was a mix of juices and some soda for that extra kick. She thought of the days when she wanted to dress in red, white, and blue before realizing it was only applicable for the parts of her lineage that was tied to Masa's ancestry. It was only the colonizers, the narcissistic, masochistic terrorists that were freed on this day, not those folks whose hue she most resembled. Masa's genes only lightened skin tones, but they didn't absolve her kin from the labor. They weren't legally freed on this day in which they celebrated independence, and today she still wasn't really free. But she was free enough to not be bound by the PTSD that war vets faced on this night. It was the one night that the popping off of shotguns didn't trigger her genetically inherited ADOS inspired PTSD. This is the one night with a good amount of certainty she knew. Sorry, my computer just completely went nuts on me. It was what the heck happened? Stop doing stuff. It was the one night where she knew that the guns weren't targeted at she, so she set and plotted like the framers did, hoping that if she could summon Hamilton's verbosity, maybe she could steer this American experiment towards the direction once dreamed. See, though, she was not your typical Confederate flag loving, statue hugging, superficial patriot that cared more about liberty and neighborly love, that they insist on being unmasked during a pandemic and continue to demand that America be great again like it never was, at the cost of more George Floyds and the 70 others who stated that they could not breathe. And as her asthmatic lungs struggled to breathe while the plumes of gunpowder and smoke crept like fog through the streets caused by the air-polluting, sparkly spectacle. I'm sure she stared at the fireworks, trying to catch them in photos with her camera like she once tried to catch lightning bugs with her hands, the same hands that she will use to redeem America's soul tomorrow. And even though it felt and feels too big and sometimes impossible, she continued to and continues to try. And despite being branded a radical for draping herself in red, black, and green, maybe, just maybe, she's the true patriot, believing in what this place could be and being honest about what it never was, hoping that even if not so now, that it will get there later, while knowing that her words may ever so slightly nudge everyone just a bit closer. This was her goal, her mission, which meant that she was in fact far more than just a Bronx girl with lofty views from the place in which she perched herself.
Mm, mm, mm.
Sorry, my computer went wonky. It's driving me nuts.
Oh,
That
no.
was great.
That message
That was
still came through.
fun.
That delivery was on point. You did what you had to do. That
Always
Thank
was good.
you.
Always.
Oh,
Yeah.
always feels it. And for those who don't know, you need to follow Dara because she comes with the content. She's got merch. She's got. Ooh, new
Yeah,
shirt.
she's got merch. She's
New
got
shirt.
merch.
Wait, what does it say? I don't
She's got-
cry, I write. New merch.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's cute.
That was for sale. I'm about to cop that. It is.
Facts.
Baby, you saw that? It says I don't cry, I write. I cry and I write, but we get it that.
I cry while I'm
You
writing.
multi-talented.
Exactly. She's multi-talented. Beautiful, Don. That was beautiful as always. Thank you so you. much for being here. We appreciate you. Appreciate you guys too. Trying to figure out my
Oh,
orientation.
that's
There we
the
go.
heart? Oh, shit,
Yes.
my heart is bootleg. All right.
All right,
Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Where did Angie go? Angie left the room. So
Angie left the room. We'll see if she may or may not be on deck.
She came back. She came back. She's on deck. Angie, you on deck.
Okay, I was about to say, where's she at?
There she is. Hey, baby.
Hi, baby. That's my baby. You can't tell me that's not my baby.
I like you. Actually, the Harlem Bomb protest I was talking about the other night, that was the first time I met Angie in person. Yeah, we had known about each other for a minute, but it was a beautiful connection. So, Angie, girl,
Get ready. You're on deck.
But coming to the mic right now, let's give it up for Amaranda.
Yes, welcome first time.
Hi, girl. I'm Southern, so it's Amarandis. But if y'all forgive me, it'll be cool. I write stuff that's a lot shorter, so I'm just going to do one and hope you like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of new.
If it's short, then you can do a couple.
Okay. This one is my newest one. It's called Double Edge.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to feel so intensely, to be known as sensitive, sometimes admiringly, sometimes begrudgingly, sometimes in slight. They don't know the fight of a heart that cares too much with no end in sight. But I wouldn't change it, not one bit. Not only pain is magnified, it is a beautiful, breathtaking life. The end.
Okay. Is that from a book that you wrote?
That's a poem I wrote today because of a Facebook post.
Oops. See, Facebook will do that to you.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I hate
Piece for
Facebook.
us?
Yeah, I'll do an older one, and it's like kind of my escapism coming out. I'm big on fantasy and fairies and different possibilities.
Yay!
So this is called Dreamland. Shh, my love, don't wake. For I would dream with you in realms carved into crystal canyons where love reigns supreme. I can see the fairy folk now, pale faces and wings all silver, shot through with rose, and the dark, waifish wood nymphs pinking out at us from the hidden souls of their enchanted trees. Wouldn't you love to live in this other world, holding each other by hands and hearts, knowing that here impossible is an arcane term, no longer needed? Dream with me a little longer. We could rest by a stream that played the sweet music of the harp as it wound away and eat fruit from trees that begged us to try a sample. We could hold each other all night long until the warmth of twin suns wake us. Shh, lover, don't get up yet. I know it's morning already, but how many suns do you see?
Ooh.
Definitely love that second piece right
That
there.
is like I love it. I love your like the way you read it too. Like
Your delivery.
It's very
Yes.
sincere
Yes.
coming from that one.
Can we ask, first of all, thank you so much, and thank you for feeling comfortable enough with us to share that in our space and in our collective space. Can I ask how you heard about us and where you're tuning in from?
I heard about it on the Facebook site Poetry.
Yeah.
That was me. That was me sharing.
I'm tuning in from Mississippi, and I'm the one who like has no Instagram.
It's okay. You don't need it. It's okay.
Not tonight. Tonight, most people have had Instagram, but you know what? It changes every Friday. We have people from all over who are active and everything. But that was very powerful.
Thank you. A long time ago, another lifetime, I used to do live poetry in Jacksonville, Florida.
Ooh, my sister's out there.
My birth mom's still there, so I'm going back. But the scene has changed so much, and we're new to Mississippi, so I haven't found it here yet. But I keep open.
Well, there's always the virtual world for now until you find it out there. So welcome, and we are here every Friday.
Yes, we're here every Friday, and of course, we welcome all performers and all content. But now we happen to know that you are brilliant. So your pieces were amazing, and we would absolutely love to have you back. So please come back anytime.
Come on back.
That was
so good. Amarandis, right? I said it right?
Yeah, it's actually my gaming name, but if I were a fairy, I would be Amarandis Meriden. Absolutely.
That would make sense. I can see that.
From now on, next time you come back, no pressure, but next time you come back, it's Amarandis the fairy. So yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for feeling comfortable enough to share that with us. Seriously, and we're here for you. We're here every Friday. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. Anytime later soon. We're here.
Yep.
I'll be here.
Yep, we here.
Yeah.
All right. Can I introduce our next performer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up for the night. I don't know. I know some of y'all have one more piece to do. So before we go for like our little mini like second round session, kind of like a lightning round, I want to introduce to you guys my little sweetheart, my little baby. She's like,
so cute.
No, you don't understand this girl. Like, she'll walk into a room and I know if she's having a bad day. I know if she's having a good day. She's just such a sweetheart, and she's a very powerful poet. I mean, just wait till you hear her. I'm so excited. Okay. I was talking to her today. She was getting her toes done and all that stuff. Like, that's my baby. Okay. So please give a warm welcome to my girl, Angie.
Let's go,
Hi,
Angie.
Hey, I was debating whether to read you guys something from the book that I'm trying to release or to, write something about love. So I think I'm gonna go for the love one because the book one, I think I wanted to be a little surprised. So this one goes. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said something?
No, you're good, Mama. You're good.
Okay. So it goes. If I wrote this in order, you guys wouldn't understand that each petal needs to be dissected randomly and would slowly placed back together. A flower is reborn each time. Her body dismembered, burning her flesh with coals of darkness and unsealed secrets. However, that does not rob her from the chance of being placed back together carefully, understanding that her layers aren't always laid out perfectly. He holds her hand, healing open wounds, teeth, and insecurity, stares deep into her eyes, becoming the antibiotics needed to build her self-esteem. A voice that catches any memory of self-loathing, serving as elimination to stagnation of her growth. Lips created to find the only circulation that could find her, of self-love. Self-love. Arms built with an outside armor, while insides are pillows shielding her from the flames that could destroy her temple. His ears, intaking deadly words she once whispered to her soul, so they can help his woman walk with confidence and never question, so that he can walk his. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, I
You
got
got this.
nervous. Sorry, guys.
It's all good. It's all good. You can get through this.
Bring it back.
Okay, I'll bring it back. Arms built on outside armor, while insides are pillows shielding her from the flames that could destroy her temple. His ears, intaking deadly words that she once whispered to her soul. Damn, I messed up, OD. I'm so sorry. I messed up, OD. I can't. I'm so sorry. Can I just read you guys another one?
Yes.
If that's okay.
Of course.
Okay, I think this is the one I really wanted to read. Maybe that's why.
That's probably why.
It's just fate, Mama. Go ahead.
Okay, so this one's a little bit deep. Okay, so I want to say sorry. Okay.
Like everything you write. Stop.
Jeopardy was our favorite game when it came to assuring us, justifying our insecurities with toxicity rather than overcoming the ache. Judgments on each other's characteristics as if it was not the reason for us falling in love. Joyfulness, only alive in memories because boundaries became easy to break. Struggling more than we can handle because time apart was always better than time as one. Jesus died on the cross for our sins, but temptation still found its way towards us. Jokes transformed into storms while cold arguments had lasted to the next day. Joy played her side and Jenny played your wife, and now y'all both regret. Jump into conclusions and assumings because both of y'all rather fight and scream to the top of y'all lungs than to admit that y'all were both wrong. Jealousy became a high we both lived until we was forced to let go. Jigsaws, puzzles are what we called each other because there was always a part of the story missing. Jewels, given to max incarceration we felt when our physical presence joined. Jaded, past bleeding into our present, jaded past bleeding into our presence and our future. Jaws, clenched as communication becomes stilled. Jab, distress into our hearts, gelled our minds, just into thinking that misery is exactly what we needed. Like what happened to us. And that's my time.
Girl.
That was a beautiful one. That was a beautiful one right there. I love that.
I'm so sorry for my little mess up.
It's all
That was
good.
great.
We all can have our slip ups every now and again. It's all good.
I'm glad you missed that because I love that second one.
I appreciate you.
I want to hear the first one, but I love the second one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I don't give any criticism during open mics. My one critique for you is cut off the apology, Mama. Nothing to say sorry for. You ain't got nothing to say sorry for. You say, "Ooh, my bad. I'm gonna keep it moving and keep it moving."
Exactly.
This is your time. This is your space. You pick it up as you want, and it's yours to own and to do what you please. So if you mess up, fuck it. You keep it moving. But thank you so much for being here. That was so beautiful.
Oh my God, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you said. I think it's because I haven't performed in a really like while and haven't done open mic lives or nothing. I'm a little rusty, but I really appreciate every single word that you guys say, and I will take this with me, and it's something that will never leave me. I thank you guys for even having me and listening to my words. I really, really
Of course. You love
Absolutely, man.
You got all types of comments in the Facebook chain with people.
They loving you.
You guys made me so. You guys made my day. I love you guys.
Keep doing it. Keep coming back. We're here for you every Friday whenever you can be here.
I will. Most definitely, of course.
Woo. All right, so we're gonna get through our next round. It's gonna be a lightning round, literally, because you guys have been great troopers and hanging tight and being here all night. So we appreciate you to giving us the time. So we're gonna get through this lightning round. I know that where's did Shakira go? She there?
Shakira dipped out, I believe.
I know Eliza had a piece and claims you got something for us.
Oh, of course. You know I'm always prepared with more.
I was about to say, of course he does. So yeah, let's do it with the chronologicals.
So Eliza, right? Eliza,
Yeah.
Then on deck we got Blue Flames. See this, I don't do this part, so I'm not good at it. I'm sorry, I'm fucking it up. But yeah,
We're mixing it up. We're mixing it up. We have got Blue Flames the poet on deck, but coming to the magical mic right now with her majestic self. Let's give it up for Eliza.
All right, you can see my daughter's like in the back. I need to put her to bed, but that's all right.
Jasmine's
Put her little headphones in. She's gonna try to steal the show though, so watch out. So I just, when you said you were like, anyone want to do a second piece, I decided to do this oldie but goodie because I only started recording videos of my pieces during the quarantine, and this was the first one I did. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, I need to redo that because, you know, the more you do something, the better you get. But anyway, this is called The Proposal. I do not want your engagement ring, studded with haunted minerals, mined by child laborers, forced into generational poverty by the colonization of their society. Diamond worship only serves the social construct of wealth over the health of authentic relationships, and the intoxicating tools of emotion-targeted marketing hook the jewel junkies who heartily barter their potential for a fleeting taste of glamour. No, I do not want your engagement ring. I do not need a symbol of your false promises to comfort me against truth when you fall and err and fail to keep your word. I do not need a proof of sale, a bauble to wave in the faces of my family, friends, and neighbors to validate my worth in this looking glass world. No, I do not want your engagement ring. Nor do I need a wedding day. I am not some little girl bleeding Disney princess fantasies, limiting my aspirations to status symbols and material gains, and the tired tropes of romantic fiction designed to distract the female population from the fact that we have been held back and it was intentional. No, I do not need a wedding day. But I do understand that you are a man, and simply trying to navigate your path in this world that has raised in you the thinking that you must provide something tangible and play the shining hero. And I won't pretend that I don't adore you for it. But you have to remember who the fuck you're dealing with. I am no doll. I am no trophy. I cannot be bought, nor can I be won. I am a woman with a mind and a soul and a fire that burns so ferociously, it will take far more than symbols and words and material goods to tame my inner flame. And I also understand that this fire may scare you just a bit. Maybe more than you are willing to admit, or perhaps you're not quite sure if I'm even worth the trouble I bring. And that's why I'm telling you, I do not want your engagement ring. What I desire in my heart, in the depths of night, when I dream of my future and a life with you, is the security of survival on a sustained expedition. Show me how you would climb mountains in the rain. Show me how you would cross oceans in the snow. Show me how you will survive the apocalypse. Show me, show me, show me what you can do with your hands, with the strength of your frame, with the tenderness of your heart, the imagination of your brain. Show me, show me, show me what being a man means to you when all the stores are closed and no one else is watching. Thank you.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's
No words. No words just then. Wow.
Eliza, I really every time we perform, I want to
man.
come back, and frequently I do in the replay.
I know. I always go back.
It's not like we're saying it quickly, but it's just that there's so much in there. Like, really, thank you so much for sharing your amazing practice.
Yes, yes. All right, let's keep it moving and grooving.
Yes, we're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We got Blue Flames the poet coming to the mic right now. Let's give it up for Blue Flames.
Zara, you're on deck. You're on deck.
All right, you're on deck, girl. My bad, yes.
All right. Now, with this piece that I'm about to do, I gotta say, it's actually about to follow up what Eliza just did.
Ooh,
But it's
okay.
pretty much coming from my perspective on it.
Love that.
And it's called Queen.
Yeah.
We all know the dictionary take of being a monarch or ruler or wife to the king. And it's also the term for a different breed of community where multicolors becomes the identity. Then there's the slang. Therefore, what's the form of community and identity behind that meaning? Mainly for her to take charge of her life, her journey, and inspire others to follow suit, even when young girls and older women haven't walked a mile in her shoes, but the resolution resonates to get a clue on the next moves, what she would do. A representation of independence that on her own terms she can make a difference. Spokesperson or not, she's got plans on top of carrying out plans to see it through. To the end, till the wheels fall off, heading towards the result she's been looking for. Even when she wants more, she's taking it step by step. The little things can be great. Dreams big, but gotta start small in order to make a large impact that retracts doubts and suspicion. She's worth the listen. She's driven. She's determined to prove herself till she doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. To support her is to help her. She demands to be seen instead of being overlooked or simply underappreciated. The best advice she'll receive is keep your head up and keep that smile. That's good and all, but then the floodgates are open, public of the wild. At least that's how it's dubbed as, becoming a voice for every woman and child. That's what's conceived as the past turns into the present day interview of the beguiled. The ambitious responsibilities of what was the humble beginners. Next thing she knows, it's the meteoric rise in buzzwords in every round of promises and appearances. And so comes the main question. Can she live up to that very promise? Amongst the conversations of the amazing highs becoming the stagnant lows, sexism, colorism, more of the crowd pleasing eye candy and less on being a revolutionary symbol, more on showing skin and less of having the words speak for themselves, bodies being used for pleasure instead of being temples of empowerment, or try to flip the narrative even from the emotional turmoil that comes with the platform. To have good form, she's trying to hold it together. She understands the meaning, but is she too caught up in the message she's sending? The personal question presents itself. Meaning, as a way to try and distinguish between progression moving forward or establishing a new world order. Because the tongue is mighty powerful. Perception, on the other hand, towers and collateral damage if not careful. In the land of man, it's testosterone versus hormones or the stigmas creating endless debates. She could either be her own woman or she could be every woman. If a man enters into her life, it's a matter of perspectives. Next ones, is there common ground or not? Will he be there with her always? Her preparation can make her or break her, speak her mind or stay silent. She's taking risks either way. Damned if she do, damned if she don't. If the recovery serves her well, speaking truth into existence would earn her that crown. Her eyes doesn't lie for those who can tell. Speculation ain't keeping her down.
Mm.
Whew.
Even he said, "Woof."
That was fire. Always.
Fire flames, fire flames.
Fire from the flames himself, fire from the flames himself. Thank you, thank you. We're going to keep it moving and grooving tonight. We are in our little lightning round. Thank you, Blue Flames. So I believe we have Amarandis on deck.
Amarandis, the fairy.
Sorry, Amarandis. I say everything with the same accent. Amarandis on deck. We're coming to the mic right now, returning to the mic so soon, but never soon enough. The one, the only, Dara!
So I guess we all on the same vibe. Just so you know, I see you. When society would rather see you with knees on neck or left in cold in the street for 4 hours, I see you quite differently. I see you as more than the reason to clutch purses or cross streets. I see you as more than a trophy or something to have tested out because you know what they say about black men. Black man, I see you. I see you in the boardrooms. I see you holding that gavel. I see you doctoring the kids. I see you holding doors all chivalrously. I see you working hard in that higher ed degree. I see you starting businesses, establishing brands, and building movements. I see you hustling to do the best you can. And I see you reaching to be your best even after you falter. I see you when others say, no, you can't. I see you. I know that you can. When media sees you as deadbeat, I see you beating the pavement for your spouse and your kids. I see you being present at their events. I see you being a single parent or skillfully co-parenting. I see you being the best uncle possible and see you mentoring the next generation. They don't see you, but my brother, I do. And while other races see you as a prize, I see you as my partner. See, I am the only one to walk beside you, encouraging you at times, educating you while also learning from you. I am here to let you know that it is okay to cry and acknowledge your hurt and that I've got your back when you struggle. And every day I fight hard as hell for your honor, even if we must have a different talk privately. And no, I will fight you to reach your highest potential, while others will take you as is. I know who you are, so I'm here to make all of your dreams come true because I fully believe in you. I see you when the world doesn't want to. I will forever sit front seat in your audience, listening to you tell us about your plight the only way you can, tapping into rhythms of our ancestral land, being a modern day griot. I am here for all of it because I see you. And while it may at times sound like I'm not always there for you, this poem is me telling you that I see you. I see your bald headed beards, your flowing locks and bare face. I see you in every style in between. I see you even when your melanin is more albino than ebony. I see you, whether you are short or tall, take up much space or just a little bit. I see you in every iteration in which you appear. I love you with all of me, my dear. You are my father, my brother, my cousins, my son, my friend, my lover, and my partner. I don't see a monster or a threat or as being lazy. I don't see any of those lies. I see you deeply into your eyes. Always know that even if the rest of the world can't or won't see into your soul, I see you as whole. And I'm wholly here for you. I have always been and will always and forever appreciate and see you, Black man.
Yes, ma'am.
That, girl, that was amazing as always. Y'all make sure you follow my girl Dara.
Yo.
Yes, thank you, girl.
I got Tim over here on the side exclaiming how real it is, Dara.
Thank you.
Always.
We love it. We love it all the time, every time. Thank you, Dara girl. We're gonna continue with this lightning round. So I believe we've got
Amarandis.
Yes, so we have Angie on deck, but Amarandis is coming to the mic right now. Let's give it up for Amarandis.
Yay!
This one is along the same vein, but older I wrote it for my parents' 50th anniversary.
Ooh.
It's called Natural Phenomenon. The colors of our love have gotten deeper. Strata of learning and growth, cut through the middle by passion that still quickens to that gleam in your eye. We stand at the Grand Canyon, watching the sunset catch the rims, and then the world on fire, until shadows and the mighty Colorado quench their flames. I know this awesome wonder should hold me in sway. Layered walls covered over time by nature's hand, vistas unavailable anywhere but here. But still, I turn to you, more amazed by the love in your eyes than the beauty that stretches before me, for you are my own natural phenomenon.
Love that one.
Poet,
Love that
poet.
one. That was beautiful.
Powerful
Another
line.
one.
Okay.
Y'all are so great. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
that was
You did a
really
great
You're
job.
very welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
and that's really dope that your parents were married for at least 50 years, like, or I'm assuming more. That's beautiful.
They adopted me. My birth parents didn't last, but the people that raised me, I think it was 56 years before my dad died.
Oh my
So
god.
That's beautiful.
their love was just so
amazing. Wow.
amazing.
Well, thank
so
you. Thank you so
inspiring.
much for sharing that. Yes, inspiring indeed. And the natural phenomenon, that last line was very powerful. Thank you so much again for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
All right, we gotta keep it moving and grooving in the lightning round. We got my girl JRose on deck, but coming to the mic right now, let's give it up to the returning lady. I've known her for a while, but I only recently was gifted with her presence in person. Let's give it up for Angie.
Let's go, Angie. I'm ready for another one.
Since everybody's doing love poem, I'll do love.
Yeah.
Okay, so today I saw a glimpse of heaven. Maybe not heaven, but the godly human form in front of me has been molded perfectly by divine. I couldn't stare too long because destruction and paradise just don't go together. I'd be afraid he noticed I'm no good for him. My eyes pour rivers of burning stories while his give you doses of tranquility. My skin like fossils, each mark printed on me from battles of suffering, but his smooth as water with no imprints of terror, just love. A body made for broken grounds and violation of innocence, but his I admired. Ooh, sculpted perfectly like a god, every inch of his body, what could mine assured me of my safety. My mouth flew shut when he's present. Arms, that what I could say would lead to his expiration date while his wrap around me like magical symphony, such as a self-hatred, self-sabotage. I want my fingers were designed to possess. With his, I let the hands of God shadow parts of whom save them. I bind my lips, I lust with thoughts. Not the kind of lust that intertwines our body becoming one, but the kind that takes my sorrows and lays them in beds of joy. The kind that makes my mind, body, and soul feel connected. Yes, with his intelligence and his presence. I'm afraid, so please don't come close. Maybe he'll see the damage in me and flee. Maybe he'll think the urge that I have are just sexual. Or maybe he'll think it's a game because I hinder my own growth and feel that I can't be fixed. I can't lie though. Sometimes feel doesn't find my heart, but the thought of you does. I wonder if I gave you this broken heart, would it cause you to run or to read the pages of tainted history embedded in you? Would you hate me? No, I will always need stitches because some wounds are like volcanic fires, never ending. Or would you be the medication that leads me to my healing? The thoughts that I've created in my mind of internal satisfaction with our body bends past a broken heart. So I have to ask you, if you're my glimpse of heaven, when will you come see me? That's my time.
Oh.
Thank you.
Last line. Last line. Love it. Love. Last line.
Wow.
Thank you so much for being here.
I think the performers that come through are like masters at that last line, like killer.
Yeah. That
No way.
JRose, you I'm ready. You the one who
She's so pretty. You see why I love her.
Thank you, Energy Girl, for being with us. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving in the lightning round. I gotta introduce for the second time this evening, but also all time this evening, my girl, the CEO of the Rose Garden event, the founder, the curator, the poet, the host, the icon. Let's all give it up for the one, the only JRose.
She's so extra.
I am very extra.
Like, why else you got her the promo
She's
for
not
you?
extra. She's telling the truth.
Not extra. All right. Thank you. I love y'all. When people do stuff like that, it's like when people sing happy birthday, you just don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
You say thank you. You say thank you.
Thank you. Okay, enough. I'm gonna do this piece real quick. It's called The Fallen. I've done it before and a couple weeks ago. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like feeling like doing it. Even angels fall from the sky like stars, shedding tears on the forgettable, sitting alone at the end of a bar, taking shots of liquid courage. Angels, the guardians of our free will, ready to give up on us, wondering how we could be so foolish, reading between the lines of scriptures as if we were dyslexic, misinterpreting the true message that there is one God. This God has no gender. It has no one holy land because it resides within each and every one of us. We are home. We are deities, given the divine gift to make this world a better place, but our knowledge of self is clouded by commandments and laws that men wrote in big books to compensate for their little strengths. Religion is a word of camouflage used to conceal a more controlling agenda. We are cultivated to be God-fearing, but why should we be afraid of ourselves? Fear only brews hatred, oppression, and hypocrisy. Our sons left with decisions to relocate them from institutionalized communities into institutions of corrections, accepting the stigma of criminal worth crucifying, ignoring that they have always been pious kings, only to search behind bars for the God already in them. Our daughters selling flesh so their children won't starve, mascara running marathons down their faces of perfection as they look for love in all the wrong places, laying under knives of colorful palettes for renovated bodies and faces, too self-absorbed in their insecurities to praise the reverent queens within themselves. You see, even angels fear that God will neglect them. You see, even angels fear that God will neglect them, but we can't let our devices stress them. Let us pray that our negligence doesn't ruin. I'm going to take that back real quick. Even angels fear that God will neglect them, but we can't let our deviances stress them. Let us pray that our negligence doesn't turn our souls into prey, that the guardians never stray despite our immoral array. Let us pray that our ancestors' drums begin to beat once more in our chests, and with the force of a phoenix rising from the ashes of our past, we return, stepping through the smoke, leaving burned footprints to let them know that gods walk this earth. Thank you.
You done graduated to pastor now. You done graduated to pastor now. You just became the pastor of this thing. You was preaching.
I'm giving you a virtual hug.
Thank you.
I got tongue twisted.
No, it's okay. Like your words is beautiful.
The message
like,
came
your
through.
words, like I literally thought about my life, and that's how I think of myself sometimes. So it's kind of like it really resonated with me. So I thank you for that.
Thank you. I love you. Wait, let me ask a question because Shandy's on Facebook right now. Shandy, did you have one more piece for us before we bring Leah V up? Please put a comment there's like a 40-second delay. So like, give me a second for her to actually hear me.
All right. So before she responds, I just want to say I'm gonna give the same critique that I give everybody else, which is the only critique I give, which is stop with the apology. I understand if you need to be like, okay, my bad, like let me run this back, but enough. Enough. One time. You got one my bad and you run it back. You got nothing to apologize for it. Sorry, I had to.
I know. Well, I guess let's go. If Shandy says anything, we can always swing her in to wrap up. But what you got? Oh, look, Shandy, pull up. Come through the StreamYard. Press the link. Come on, girl. Come on.
Do you want me to do something before Shandy, though?
Yeah, I mean, you want to do that now? Or you want to wait for her? I don't know. Let's get it going.
I can just go ahead with the go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead with the go ahead.
I was actually, surprisingly, going to do something pretty short, which is a rarity for anybody who's heard my pieces before. So, as most of you know who frequent these events, I am very much happily in love currently with a man named Timothy. And Tim is here at all times. He's here right now. There he is. And he's here at all times. And, he believes in me and he believes in the movement in a way that I haven't ever known before. So there's a poem I do frequently for him, but I'm not going to do that poem. What I'm going to do is a very short poem that I wrote for him. It was like March of last year. And somewhere along the way of this pandemic, we don't even have a date or anything, but somewhere along the way we passed this first anniversary of ours. And just because of everything that happened, there was just no chance to celebrate that. But we do celebrate one another and celebrate life every day. So I'm gonna do something real short. This piece is called Rise. The material beneath me form fits my folded limbs, and I'm blessed with a bed and a basking of body. But nothing bestowed upon or under me is comparable to that of your bendables below me, behind me, blanketing totality. Each morning without you is elephantine. Time moves as such. I manage. I move through masks and unmutes. Unvessels remain unveiled, and I twiddle thumbs through mammoths, wondering at what recent moment you last bared teeth. Naturally, I hope it was at the thought of me. Phones screech, I soothe voices through, allow sustenance entry as well as mind turning you. My conclusive collapse remains incomplete. Your name button busted all types of internally loops back and repeats and repeats and repeats. I float through the hours, the trials of productivity. I sigh and I manage and I muse over your meaning and I music your being. Await my next melding, my upcoming piece featuring you as my mattress, me as mantle, please. The ease, enveloped, ignited while we water our trees. I'm full, I glow, so deep, we slip, and I skip into sleep. Thank you.
There you go. There's love right there. Let's get it. There you go.
He was waiting. Today's my lucky day. I got to hear JRose and I got to hear Leah. It's my lucky day. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy I saw you.
Yeah, it's not only amazing the way you speak and perform, but honey, you are so blessed. Cause my man, I love him, but he ain't a poet or a musician, and he don't. So
My man is a data scientist and an engineer. He is, but he is very appreciative for all of the arts, and he's been the second time we saw each other is I made him come to one of my shows, and so he's been extremely appreciative. Actually, he's so appreciative of my poetry and what I do that. And while he was in Tennessee this month, he sent me this little mic here. You see how cute it is. Now, not only did he send me this little mic, but he sent Jay this little mic. Look at it. he sent
Spreading the
Jay
love
a
around.
mic.
Yeah, he really did. I was like, that is the sweetest thing ever. I was like, you.
I don't know if you guys are broken, but it's popping off with fireworks.
Yes, he's awesome. He's awesome. Shout out to Tim. Thank you for the support. Listen, I already told them, like, just let me help plan the wedding. Like, you know, I don't gotta be in the wedding because you know that gets a little pricey. But you know, I'll help you plan it. I just want to be there, turn up.
Jay, we have videographic evidence of this statement.
Yeah. I think I say it every week, to be honest. But anyway,
it's like one of your taglines. But we gotta.
All right, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up so we could be done by 11:30. We're a little bit over our time tonight, which is the first time we've gone over in a long time. So thank you for those of you that pulled up. We had over 20. We had about 22 performers tonight. So that was like amazing to me. That's a great night. But let's call up our last performer for tonight, who's back for her lightning round session. You ready, my girl, Shandy?
I'm ready.
All right, baby girl. Let's give a warm welcome to Shandy. Yay!
I found the mute button this time.
Yes, you did, baby.
Thank you for having me back, and happy birthday. I hope you're enjoying your birthday tonight. This piece, along the lines of love, is called Destroy to Love. I found myself praying for peace instead of love most days. We were in such an awful place, and I just wanted to walk away because I can't win this war. Guess I'm just a casualty. Can't fight no more. This love is just a tragedy. We must destroy to love. Better tear it down, break every piece of it down to holy ground. Break it down, build it back up with love that was lost but now found. We must destroy to love. Searching through all the anger and the pain, didn't know if I could forgive all the hurtful things, and now I know I wasn't everything I could have been. Everything I should have been. I wasn't emotionally available to you then. I wasn't happy with myself, and I couldn't make you happy then. Even if I tried, I was emotionless. I couldn't fold. I could not bend. Then we fell back into the holy ground, fell back into the holy river, and came up glistening anew. Broke it down to build it up, broke it down and broke it down, made it brand new. This love is a better way, better than before. Now I can see the sun shining through, breaking down every door. I can see the God in you. Now I'm a better me, it's true. I can see so clearly now. The sky is blue. The fog is no longer there. And now we're on steady ground. So hold on to this love, and we will never have to fear, because God will cover us like the greatest love affair.
I'm dead.
Yes.
I'm loving
I
that
just
one
want to
right
post
there.
your info because I didn't want to cover your face while you were performing. Follow her if you don't already, please.
Guys, make sure you follow our girl Shandy. Thank you for coming back with the goodness.
Shandy Poet.
Shandy
Can
Poet.
I ask a favor? Can y'all like put your info in the feed on the poetry site or the Facebook page so I can write them down because I'm kind of slow with this.
Yes. Matter of fact,
good.
I'll reach out to you when we finish. I'll get your email and I'll make sure that you get we usually send an email out to everybody that performed with
You'll get all our
everybody's
names in there.
Yeah, it has everybody's info, so you don't miss out on that. All right.
You know what, you guys amaze us as you always do to no end every week. We tried something new. I say we tried something new, but I have to give all praises due to JRose, who really is the technical mastermind behind all of this. Thank you, girlfriend. I couldn't do it without you, literally. More so than that, Jay and I thank y'all for being with us here every week, Friday night. It's the place to be with JRose and Leah V. We love you guys. We appreciate it. Make sure you follow the Rose Garden Events page on Facebook, on on Instagram, on YouTube.
Everything.
Make sure you follow.
I love that. She did the sign language. But yes, thank you guys. Just know that the event stays on the page, so when we're done, you can share it with whoever, so that they can see your play. So you can do the replay. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. We'll be posting highlights on Instagram. All that good stuff. Keeping me busy. All this promo stuff. But yes, thank you guys. The people that were new that tuned in, I appreciate y'all. For our usual suspects, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna keep this goodbye short. I love y'all, and like I always tell y'all, make sure y'all keep growing. Peace.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.